as we wait to get into the series. What's been the best thing about BESTIA in the previous game? Because I feel like they themselves did not show their best form when you look at the game against Shinden yesterday.
I mean, with BESTIA, that Imperial matchup, I thought Thomas's individual performance, I think it was quite obvious that he's such a high-level, high-caliber rifler, right? And he's that type of a guy that you want to have as a star player. So that's why I'm actually quite happy that they've moved him into that new iteration of BESTIA, into some of the star positions on CT sides, and he's a bit more aggressive on T sides, because he used to be an anchor/lurker. But he's got the mechanical ability to be a superstar, especially in that region. So yeah, you're looking at him, you're looking at Cassin, who was excellent on the AWP. Time to get ready.
Oh yeah.
Pistol rounds already started. Galorys on the T side. B-Pop coming up. Buddha's going to catch them in their tracks. Not able to get a connection. And there goes GBB with the opening.
No. For a moment, I thought they were going to ignore them and they'd be doing a good thing to do so, but finally turning around and taking care of them. GBB also up in his opponent's faces. Maybe you don't need to over-aggress here. You've gotten the bomb down, and it's your opponent's time to try and make it work. What a shot from Destiny. A double kill sequence from him. Leaving Budo to himself. No kit, no time, and everyone is running away from him. They don't want any of this. Not giving him any fight. And he gets given a chance to run away. So that is going to be that. Galorys end up with round number 1, and Destiny is on fire.
Yeah, what a double kill out of GBB and a triple out of Destiny. We were talking about the aggressive pieces on that Galorys lineup. This is what happens when both of them get activated at the same time. GBB with the opener, Destiny going nuclear with the triple kill. And it felt like BESTIA got a bit overzealous at a time there in the 3 versus 3, because they knew there was 2 players that were stuck on the left-hand side and towards square, and they tried to run him down one by one. But it's going to be an interesting head-to-head between Thomason and GBB, the 2 main men on both sides of the server. Forest by coming through for BESTIA. You've got a bunch of SMGs, some upgraded pistols. Buddha getting up close and personal in towards the cave, and he's got the support of Cass and Tomajan on the bomb side itself. Still playing with that Argentina flag behind him on the chair. Always.
Yeah, that sparked a football discussion after it, didn't it?
Yeah. Let's see.
For a contact play. The margin close by ends up being deleted. Destiny continuing his spree from before.
Yeah, unfortunately they cannot play the VAR and give him a penalty now.
No, nothing like that. The only thing close to that in Counter-Strike is when someone disconnects and it's right before or right after damage has been taken, and you need to look back to see what just happened to make a decision whether the round is reset or no. That's the only thing close to VAR.
Now, I might make a couple of people angry with this, what I'm about to say, but if we had Messi on the server, every single time Argentina would get a round reset if they wanted it.
You're going to make so many people mad.
I'm going to make a lot of people mad. I'm sorry. It had to be said. I'm sorry.
For carnage, Ted.
I'm sorry. No,
boy.
I like
Shouting
Argentinian players.
Damn,
I've been hyping up Thomason for years.
Yeah, but you don't go after Messi, dude. He's a national treasure.
No, he is a legend, of course.
I just know my audience, then.
Yeah.
Private conversations are different.
Sure. No, I respect him as well. Of course I do.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
One of the goats.
Well, now, now you've gotten under a lot of people's skin.
For saying one of it and not the.
Yeah. We stay away from that conversation. PKO with a nice pickup on Sukas, and of course this is just a half buy, so it should be normal proceedings for Galorys on that T side. No real issues as of right now. It is interesting. We can run a trivia because this is an anti-eco, and this is going to be a 3rd round for Galorys pretty easily. PKO just farming. I've actually forgotten what your favorite football team was. Were you an Arsenal fan?
Yes. Oh, come
Yeah?
on.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I was not 100%
like
sure. It was like,
yeah,
it was
fair
like
enough.
90%. Yeah, I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. That's fair. That's fine. No worries. I just was shocked for a second. I don't know why I got shocked. I think it's
Does
because
that mean that you
I made
remember
it a
my
thing
team?
this year. I usually am quite quiet of a fan, but when you win the Premier League, you get excited.
Sure. So you're one of these.
One of these? What do you mean?
You
I'm always
just
a fan.
support your team. You just support your team only when you
No, I
win.
just finally have something to be happy about.
Oh yeah, sure. That's fair. That's fair. All right, then. A 3-0 lead, Galorys. Bestia have got the rifles up. Buddha's held on to that MAC-10, which is no real issue. Can get it up close and personal and towards the cave if he really wants to, or down the ramp. AWP in the hands of Detroit. First by round for Ancient. Let's see if Galorys are going to be able to keep it going with the momentum. They had a bit of a tough time controlling the game. Their opening matchup, that's a lovely opening coming out of Tomate. Thomason gets absolutely deleted. I'm not even sure if Tomate spotted him, and Detroit's picked up another one in towards B.
I'll tell you what, Ted, if Galorys continue to play like this, if they're able to pluck apart Bestia from very early vestiges of each and every round, Bestia are in a world of hurt.
I mean, this round just ended before it even started. It was so simple.
Agree.
Tomate got the mid-smoke broken for him. He gets the kill into Thomason. Oprah gets boosted on B and kills the B anchor. That's it. Round done. As easy as that. I'll just let you know, Pablos. You thought I was going to get a negative reaction. The only comment I got in chat about this was Ted is goated. No, Jay, twice. You are goated.
Oh, man. Nice. Not bad. I imagine that's because everybody is every Argentinian fan is watching an Argentinian stream.
Oh no, we definitely have a bunch of them here.
Terrorists win. Yeah, we do. But most of them are in an
it's not like I said I'm a Tottenham fan. Now that I can get behind. It deserves a little bit of hate.
What do we think of Tottenham?
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking.
What do we think of Tottenham? Thank you.
That's all right.
We hate. Sorry.
We're not turning this into a football stream here. It's not a football podcast. We're watching Counter-Strike. I was just making a joke, you know. Although we've had some nice conversations over the course of the last couple of days, and
Yeah,
you know,
we had a few dad jokes here or there.
slowly but surely, Counter-Strike is going to become more and more important. There's going to be more on the line, so we'll have to focus on that a little bit more. But
to be
we
fair,
still have time to have fun.
This is already a big result from Galorys. Stake already, a 180 flip, thinking that they've got what it takes for a map win here. No wonder with the good start like this.
I do have something special prepared for today, by the way. What? If we get technical timeouts.
Prepare for the tech timeout. I hope we don't get
I'll let
that.
you know. Brute force out middle. They get a 2-for-2. Thomason is out of the equation again, but he's able to get a kill. AWP gonna switch positions with the rifle. Smoke still up and towards Donut, but they are heading in towards that B bomb side. Buddha's gonna have a lot on his plate.
Yeah, the ult placement is relevant here. It's all down to Buddha. Calling in for Timo, perhaps, to rotate over. They've left mid and checked, so that's a bit of a question mark area. Galorys slowly but surely entering the site. Don't really need to make any noise, but Buddha finally spots them. There they go. GBB ends up falling quickly. Bestia with a strong chance for the retake here. Detroit flashed over. Post up even more aggressively. Fair risk needs to be taken, but he's smoked off. Has to take even more steps forwards. Again, PKL, that's a double kill, low in health. and ends up with a triple clutch. That is fantastic for PKL, and Galorys are thanking him for it.
Suddenly, this becomes such a dangerous map for BESTIA. What a clutch out of PKL. That had to be their moment. It had to be their round. Look at that from Teemo. Able to get the first one. Oper finds the connection. PKL left all alone. IGL stepping up to the plate with a massive 1 versus 3 clutch. Keeping BESTIA down and out of it. Galorys are just not letting them in. That was supposed to be it. They just get refused. Look at the double nade damage. They're just getting absolutely annihilated. Tomajan trying to fight back. The fight towards middle continues. Teemo's not really backed off. He's still tagged down by the Yuto. Down to 39 HP in towards jungle.
Timo, good answer back. GBB, though, keeping things level. For BESTIA, they've gotten so close, but no round for them yet. No introduction. Make the right call to heavily fortify this B site.
Oh, they're walking through the smoke.
Oh,
it's a matter of timing. Thomason. Be careful. PKL still in shape. Look at GBB. He's found a tunnel.
He's been able to chain those two smokes together, going all the way around. Oh boy, Canids is in trouble. Down he goes. Galorys have been performing immaculately.
That's such a change in comparison to a couple of days ago. And Ancient is not a bad map usually for BESTIA, but Galorys on that T side have been elusive, so difficult to deal with. Look at the brute force in towards middle. Great shooting being provided by PKL as well. And they're taking chances, playing this one creatively, and it's paying off. My surprise, Pavlos, is that I asked ChatGPT to generate some Counter-Strike dad jokes.
Oh, God. Oh, brother. I don't want to know. Maybe there's a good one in there. I don't know. ChatGPT isn't known for their humor.
Why did the Oper become a gardener?
Why?
Because they were great at holding angles and planting.
Holding angles part is strange.
It makes no sense.
It makes no sense at all. Like what?
All right, Buddha. Does he get one more headshot? Might actually cut it. Good effort. I've got a bunch of these. I'm just gonna be randomly.
I've got a good one, Counter-Strike related. Why is an alt player, or why is a alt player always good at golf?
Why?
Because he's always good at landing on the green. I bet I could have gotten a better wording with that, to be fair, but
yeah, sure. PKM and Detroit are turning this one around. That was a 3 versus 4 man advantage for BESTIA. It's now a little bit gone. 40 seconds on the clock. Bomb still dropped in towards elbow. Ooh. And yeah, Tomate should be a dead man walking, and he will. He was on 1 HP, so 1 bullet away from death. Thomasin doesn't want to give his life away, and now they know exactly where Cassin was. They know about Thomasin. So where do you go with this one? PKO is just hightailing it back in towards the B-bomb side. Time is very low, and PKO should be a free pickup. Detroit second guessing himself, not really sure where he wants to go with this. 10 seconds soon on the clock, so he needs to make a move on, and Cassin was repositioned very, very well. He's not got enough time.
What an odd round. Really. But BESTIA able to see the early advantage that they received, even though the tiny upset in the middle. Detroit is getting a little bit scared there with what's going on. But BESTIA have found their way on the score sheet. Better late than never. Reminder that ATK gear is our peripheral partner. Go check their website out and have a look out for the giveaways that pop up on the screen from time to time. Its injury will only block Galorys from pushing for a very small amount of time. To imagine wanting to walk in again and again and again. Nacho joins in on that. But Destiny is low on health now. Even though he finds one pick, he's in trouble. An HE lands right in front of his face, and to mate's left alone. That is a fast response coming in from BESTIA, and it's only 3 survivors instead of 4 due to a team kill.
Yeah, Buddha actually killed Thomason. That was a little bit funny. They were spamming the smoke, and obviously he was low on HP, but that's very good protocols being shown. Galorys are just trying to force the issue. Very quick, very explosive out the A-bomb side. Great work coming out of Thomason, though. Shutting them down, and we've got that disconnect out of Teemo. So that might be time for some more very bad dad jokes generated by AI about Counter-Strike.
Yes.
Why? They're so bad. I tried to quit buying rifles, but I have an AK addiction.
Yeah, I don't think LLMs do comedy. I don't think they understand it.
No, but it's so good because it's so bad.
It's such a waste.
Man, I'm just reading them.
Trying to use LLMs for jokes.
I'm just reading them out. Is great. What do you call a fake flash?
What?
A bright idea.
Oh god, they have no idea how these jokes work.
Oh, it's great.
Bright idea. What the fuck? Does not make sense. Does not compute.
It doesn't.
Okay, let's try and come up with our own
why did the crosshair go to therapy?
Why?
It couldn't stay centered.
Hey, I mean, that's okay. That's the best one we've had so far.
Yeah,
This one actually makes sense.
That's the only one that makes sense remotely. AI CS2 dad jokes, ladies and gentlemen. I apologize. Hey man, I was just thinking. We had so many technical timeouts yesterday. I was like, you know what? I'll prepare something special. Yeah. Unfortunately, AI didn't comply. Thankfully, we're back to the swing of things. Back towards middle. Galorys go. That's a very good nade with the spam onto Destiny. He's basically started this round dead. 6 HP. As they're trying to slowly get into the swing of things here on Enshin. It was a very labored beginning, but they might have something to show. High-low boost in towards the cave. They've let go of middle, meaning that eventually they'll have to potentially push in towards one of the extremities or have a little bit of a creative play in mind. Maybe that's why the double boost comes in towards the cave. But they don't really have a lot of vision, so Casson will have to turn around and eventually start looking in towards red room. That means that you can't really stay on the high-low for too long. Someone's going to have to be holding in towards the ramp. That's a bit weird. They tried to throw a bit of a fake in towards the B-bomb side, but now they've been smoked off towards Donut, so they need to make a decision. Do you break the smoke and go through? Do you wait it out and go for a very late play? BESTIA have read the situation perfectly. They're just rotating everyone back A.
But they overstay their welcome. Over push. 25 seconds though. And Galorys are in a bit of trouble given how much CT presence there is around. They need a pick and they need a quick Buddha. He's such a nuisance. So impossible to take down. Finally put to rest, but PKL has got a lot left for him to do. 15 seconds. Bomb to get planted. 2 to deal with, but a nade to crush his body to pieces.
Pavlos, we got a dad joke in chat.
Oh,
can I read it out?
Yes, please, if it's a good one.
It's not a Counter-Strike one, but it's decent. What did the ocean say to the beach?
What?
Nothing. It just waved.
Hey, that was actually all right. It's better than the ChatGPT jokes, honestly.
No, it definitely is. It definitely is.
Sorry to do you like that, chat viewer. Chat viewer. What was that person's name?
Cat.
Cat.
Cat
Sorry,
with a
like
K.
that cat. Cat with a K.
Cat with a K.
Kit Kat. I love that you laugh with my brain rot. It's incredible.
Stay centered. We've got a half by coming up.
Yeah, be like a crosshair.
Yeah, smoke, double flash, molly. So you're probably just smoking off short, molly long, or blue. Flash them in. Hope for the best. Cassin, good spot to get the first potentially. Shot is wayward, so he's gonna have to fall back, and they can't actually hold on to the bomb side. Bomb's gonna cross from cave side, so they can't really stop that unless the spam hits the mark. So far, not too bad, but the bomb should get planted.
Yeah. The bomb plant is the best thing they're going to be getting out of the situation, but they'll try and get some more damage across. Nacho to Margin not having much cash in their pockets. If they go down, it'll become a bit of an issue, but no. Things are all right for Bestia. Galorys as well, satisfied for this result, but this is tempo building up for the Bestia side.
Yeah, it's a team ace out of Bestia. Things are starting to look a lot more comfortable, right? Galorys are still trying to, I guess, mess up with them, but if you are Bestia, Galorys is that type of a team that you get used to in a couple of rounds on the T side, right? You see a lot of explosive plays, a lot of rushes at the start, and then eventually once these stop working out, they're going to throw in the occasional fake. The pattern is pretty similar to the previous game that we saw out of Galorys, right? And it feels like Bestia are catching up. Opening kills still going slightly in favor of the T side, not as much. But there is a world in which Bestia get 5 or 6 rounds here on the CT side. And I don't want to say that this is a lot, because Galorys are still going to be happy with 6 on the T side already. But the stake odds being very leveled up tells you the story. If Bestia get fired up... That was a pretty delayed up. No one's firing Bestia.
If they get fired, if they get sacked, if they lose their jobs...
If they get fired up, Galorys is going to be in a whole lot of trouble.
Oh, Destiny. The double kill there has kept things level. GBB trying to stop Nacho from dropping back, and it's a good move to make. So Galorys now have the numbers advantage as Bestia try to make their individuals come to life. You're smiling, Ted. You've thought of something.
I'll tell you later.
Okay.
They know what's going on. Because of Buddha's pushing towards A main, he's not going to see anything in middle. They know it's a B play. The longer the T's take, the better the chance of Buddha's going to be to have any impact. Climbing up, bomb spotted. He can molly them in, contain them, force them to go into the AWP of Cassin.
Could be a big nade. Indeed it is.
A little bit too deep. Doesn't really track down PKL. Incendiary to try and force him out of position. PKL's burning. That's a nice way to set yourself up for the first kill. You still need to find a little bit more. Cassin, does he pre-aim Detroit's off angle? It's the big question. Answer is no. Misses the shot. GBB just waited for the contact of Detroit in order to swing. It's perfectly played out of Galorys. 7 rounds on that T side already. And Bestia's money is down the drain.
Crazy. And they had a 4-round streak going, and they couldn't really build up too much. A little bit too close, generally. But it was patience and a good crossfire.
I just realized Teemo's going to be the only one that's on the 5-7. They had 1 or 2 players with a decent amount of cash, so they were able to drop guns over.
So, not too bad for the last round of the half. Bestia trying to bridge the gap. It's already quite a bit better than how it was at the very beginning. Galorys had a substantial lead. Now the difference could be just 2 if Bestia are able to unlock the final bit of this first half. Look at Galorys up in mid, very aggressive, which the margin is looking at. The Destiny's quicker to the trigger, finds a headshot. PKL winning out on a different front, and all of a sudden, it's chaos. Wait, what?
Walk through the smoke as well.
What is going on?
That was such a weird sequence. That was a team kill and a lineup from the CT. Bomb planted. PKO is still in towards jungle though, and if he doesn't get hard cleared, even if he does, should be able to win the fight, but hold your horses. Teemo's got in that 5-7 frag. That gives them an opportunity. Cassin still has that diffuse kit to work with, and Teemo's got a smoke.
You still need to speed up. A lot of time has been expended since that bomb has been going planted. AKD to be found. Teemo will take use of a Galil for now. Switches back onto the AK, but again, you need to move quickly. Smoke in front of the bomb. Shot missing out from Detroit. Shut down by Teemo. Now you need to commit to it. JBB needs to stop this bomb from being defused. There's no time. There's no time. It's going to explode. This was such a delayed response coming out from BESTIA. And with that, Galorys will take advantage and close out the half with double the score of their opposition.
Four rounds the difference between Galorys and BESTIA. We were anticipating a very good performance out of the Argentinian side, but Galorys have pleasantly surprised, led by PKL 12-8 for the IGL, Destiny 12-8 as well as the two veterans that are pushing forward for the Brazilians, moving into the CT side on their map pick, looking in a very good position to potentially run away with it.
So, BESTIA, still a much better outcome out of the half than what was the case initially. But this is a clear airside take. Demay is going to need help quickly as his teammates also blocked out due to smoke. Whew, nice shot. NHP though, and he'll have to take that with his chin up, as a 5v4 retake is about to ensue.
No defuse kit, but they do have the smoke and the flash, so they could either smoke the bomb or smoke one of the main avenues in towards Donut, maybe. Yeah, there it goes. Donut smoke in play.
He can actually lead the charge. Sending in the lowest player first.
To save the smoke.
There he goes to mate. But look at Nacho, that's a brilliant sequence. Double kill for him, and now Detroit is trying to keep things competitive. Get found. And it'll be utilized to try and get on that the fuse, but Nacho keeps the ball rolling. Holy moly, the ace to start off the game.
I have no idea how Nacho gets all 5 kills, by the way, but he does. There was so much going on, so many fights going on at the same time, but he's somehow able to turn around and get every single one of them, and that's exactly what the doctor ordered for BESTIA. You get the pistol round on the board, eco round coming out of Galorys. They're not going to tempt fate with the force, not going to get tempted by the kills that they got. So this is BESTIA with a very real opportunity now to get 6. Potentially make it a very competitive game. This is how much one pistol round could change in a situation like that. It's an interesting stack they've got going on. 5 players in cave. I wonder if they've got a Zeus or it's just the USPs. I think it is the USPs. Okay. Teemo's gonna get hunted down. Running out of ammo. This is expensive. They're still gonna probably be alright with picking up the round. Both GBB and Tomato are low on HP, and I think they're gonna be more than happy with just holding on to the Galoo and the Mac 10. It's not a bad eco though for Galorys.
Could be worse. But then again, there is the post part of the round. Shoot was on, but I doubt they'll try and chase after the Mach 10. Oh, they will. Look at that. Two players pushed outside of double doors. They know GBB is somewhere here. There comes the push, sacrificing to margin. But with that, no guns taken to the next part of the round. It doesn't matter for Galorys since they're going to be buying anyway.
Yeah, I feel like that might have been a little bit of an overextension there.
Sure.
You know it was a full eco, you killed a bunch of USPs, it was a 5-man stacking towards the cave, and you still lost another gun. And they would have just saved the Mach 10, which was completely fine, considering they already had the money for the rifles. Shout out Lorgar, go and check them out. Click the banner below the stream. Highest quality gaming PCs on offer. Let's see if BESTIA will suffer because of that decision. They did lose too many players for an anti-eco, so the money's not great. Still a dangerous situation that they find themselves in. Looking like a late mid retake. Destiny hits the re-smoke. He's still in the middle of nowhere though. Finds cover. Actually, he's going forward.
PKL gets first blood. That's not too bad for Galorys. Do we want to overstep here, PKL? Is that a great idea? The rest of the team is
playing
leaving him.
Such a brave game. Even the fact that Destiny wanted to regress and go back into her shelf, he's a lucky man to be alive. PKO gets a kill. BESTIA were in a very good position to completely destroy them. Now you've got the smoke for the cave. They might have to beat it. Steps hurt. PKO knows what's coming.
Fast movement. But trust needs to be had in all positions, and indeed GBB and PKL both have got their positions covered. That's much more like it for Galorys.
What's going on with PKL? Why is he hitting so hard? Out of nowhere. And the reason we're asking this question, he's Diageo. He's been playing the game for such a long time. He's not supposed to be the guy that is getting all these multi-kills, but he's doing God's work. Look at him go. He's just turning around, shooting people, no one even looking at him. Hiding in hindsight, right in front of their eyes, but no one anticipating the angle. And now BESTIA should be facing some pretty tough financial times. These are the consequences of that anti-eco where they lost all these members. Tactical timeout coming in. Galorys with a clear pathway towards victory on Ancient. With an inspiring performance out of PKO. It's been a tough game for BESTIA, even individually. You look at some of the guys that we were hyping up. Tomajan's had a very tough map. He's on 6 and 12, and they're going all in with the money. So that could be a 6-10, potentially even 6-11 in favor of Galorys, and at that time we might be calling curtains to Ancient.
Maybe.
That's unless the B-pop works.
Sure. It's crazy though, Ted, because this is an early match. There's no time for messing around if you're BESTIA. Push through. Oh, PKL is down. After an incredible sequence the past few rounds, he's the first to fall. And BESTIA, off the back of that, have full site control and potential bomb down potential.
They should still go for more fights, right? They don't have any utility. It's a very uncomfortable bomb site to try and hold. Double Peak's gonna come through. GBB holding Mouse 1. Somehow survives, somehow gets a kill.
Oh, Destiny keeps it going. So, BESTIA really far back here. Maybe through the smokes they can get something done. Spray across. No, it's just too difficult. It's guaranteed necessary steps taken for Galorys to guarantee double digits. And their opponent's force shoved aside.
Yeah, it didn't feel like they coordinated that peek in towards long that well, right? It was the double peek with a flash as well, but there was more players on the bomb side that were not really on the same page, and it's such a good play out of GBB, somehow able to stay alive, even getting a kill. And Destiny providing another multi. We've just come from Destiny and GBB having a very tough series 2 days ago to them now leading the charge on Ancient and PKO having such a performance Galorys in full force, in full potential. Bestia on the ropes. It was a little bit funny in the previous round how Thomasin was the only guy with a Digo when there was 3 Tech Knights. He was the first one to run in and get a headshot. Unfortunately, couldn't capitalize on it. And now, they're probably just gonna get picked apart. Detroit has already opened things up. Imports in good positions. Destiny gets another multi-kill, and it is the 2 veterans having the time of their life. Another hat-trick out of Destiny. He's now on 20 and 10, 2 KD, as Galorys are just 2 rounds away from getting this ancient map in the bag.
This is impressive from Galorys. Much more cohesion than what we expected, right? And very different to what we saw from them yesterday. Definitely showing that there's much more in store.
The 80k gear giveaway. Make sure you click the banner below the stream. Sign up for that.
Very impressed by Galorys this game. And indeed, like you said, just a hop, skip, and jump away from closing out this map. PKL getting a second one. He's always good for a sequence.
He's unstoppable. You really need to multi-peek him. You need a double, a triple peek, and he's still able to get something out of it. But this round has not been decided. Destiny's pushed all the way in towards A main and elbow. He's cleared out the entire map. They know what's going on. And this smoke is still up, so Tomate might get some support in time.
Oh dear.
Another smoke towards the cave as well. That's going to
Bestia
block
can't
off
catch a
both
break.
players with the bomb as well. They might have to run through.
They may. Surprise. Destiny, you sneaky bugger.
Oh, everyone else is in cave. Oh,
jump scare.
God.
Oh, dear. Oh, boy. But Bestia now know that the gig is
They're
up.
going back.
They know that their opponents are going to be stuck on the B side. That is so damn important. They're rotating over. They might even get a chance to get the bomb down.
Look at Detroit. He's going to beat them to the chase.
But he needs to land the shot. And instead, Casson blows his head wide open. Oh, boy. Oh, no. What has happened here?
Destiny's going around the world.
Again.
Tomate needs to be very careful. Destiny doesn't have a defuse kit. If Tomate falls down too early, this round is done.
Destiny is putting a lot of steps this round, but Counter-Strike is not about the calories. It's about the round score. Toying on the bomb diffuser. Timo with full information that it's not being diffused, but he's given away his position. 1v2 now. Oh boy, a lot of time expended. Destiny is there! The lineup for Timo! The quad piece to put the cherry on top on a brilliant mid-round decision. What a round by Bestia.
Just when you needed a hero, just when you needed someone to step up. Destiny winning that fight. Casson and Timo realized B was not an option anymore if this guy's coming in from T-spawn. They had to hightail it back towards A. Punishing the Oper as well. That was the most important kill of them all. Probably Detroit is going to be kicking himself. Left his teammates in a very tough spot. And what a play out of Timo. It's just been individual brilliance out of both these teams. It's a very scrappy map of Counter-Strike. Oftentimes just decided by the highlights. The outcome of the rounds, that is. And Bestia are going to keep things simple. And A-Pop coming up, Detroit might not be able to do much about it.
Yeah, he smoked. And that's when Bestia chooses moving his direction. Nacho tuck it in. Timo is able to deal with GBB through a smoke. Decent answer back from PKL, and you're right, it's getting a bit messy. Ah! Oh! PKL toyed with a potential pickup and denial of the bomb plant, but no, if you're Bestia, you've just secured a round.
Yeah, they've tried to keep things simple, Bestia. At least with this round. They decided, you know what, screw that. We're just going to go pedal to the metal, full-on speed into the A-bomb side. Even though they do have enough money for an AWP, we're going to try and surprise them. And it actually works out wonders. Especially with the Yuto from Galorys in towards middle. They've been anticipating some mid presence, somewhat of a mid fight out of Bestia, but it's just not going their way. They're so hyper focused on these extremities. Slowly creeping their way back. Still a long way to go. But it doesn't feel impossible and implausible anymore. A potential comeback not that far-fetched. Even though Galorys do have a decent amount of money, right? So getting that reset onto the CT side economy, this is going to be a bit of a hassle. Especially if they keep saving as they're losing some of these rounds.
Mate, trying to go for an early fight, but instead he's greeted by quite a lot of players. Acts like a jump scare, per se.
Tomashin's crossed in towards Red Room, and he's very quick. I think he realizes he's got a bit of a timing. He might try and go all the way, see what he can get away with. They've got a 5v4, so he can afford to be a little bit more of a risk taker, and PKO is going to come back thinking he's got this covered.
Well, they no longer have Donut covered. Detroit is trying to pull up that position as well. There's a lot falling in the plate of Bestia. This is not even a conversation anymore. This is just a one-sided affair.
Yeah, it felt like they just started picking up the pace a little bit more, although this time around it was just a mate swinging. Maybe he anticipated that mid-fight out of the tees because of the Red Room and the Donut smokes and the one in towards Heaven. You probably thought they were going to be lining up with flashes, trying to contest middle, so you would be able to catch a bit of a jump onto someone. Instead, they're the ones that caught a jump on you. 3 people on his screen. A free opening. Tomashin's position, not even compromised, not even needed for them to secure the round. There's something with T-side Counter-Strike today here, Pavlos.
Yeah. Something
Teams
about
are struggling on the CT. But offense has been looking very good.
A lot of it has been about being able to control the pace, play the style of Counter-Strike that you enjoy to play, and feel that you're in control. It's got to play a role as one of the reasons why this T side has been such a prevalent side today. The teams competing very much enjoy having full control of the game. And distinct pace styles as well. When they control interactions, things end up going in their directions. Timeout used here for Galorys, as things are starting to get very dangerous.
They really are. And there's a very fine line between playing a great map of Counter-Strike and being very disappointed at the end, because PKO and Destiny have been overperforming, and now they've slowed it down a little bit. The youngsters are not really able to provide so much input. The odds out of stakes still heavily favoring Galorys for a win. But especially if the money gets reset, all of this could change very rapidly. 1 or 2 rounds, and we're going to be singing a different song. The one of a Bestia comeback. This time a little bit slower, a bit more composed, spread around the map. You've got Timo controlling Cave, Buddha being careful about a B push, and everybody else just anticipating a move out of the CT side. They think that probably Galorys are going to get a little bit more nervous, make a move, make a mistake. Nothing of the likes for now. Destiny needs to be careful with these jumps. There is a boost for the Opera on middle. Nice flash out of Detroit.
And a very necessary start to a round for Galorys. Feel a little bit more confident. Job's not done. And a triple player push. About to see a ramp confrontation. And PKL not quite ready for, but GBB is what a spray down. Anyone that appears on their screen falls into the mud with their back slapped.
That felt like Merry Christmas. He was just holding mouse 1 and people were running into his stream of bullets. Look at that once again. Opening kill out of Destiny. Look at the spray. GBB just holding his crosshair in one place and everyone is running at him. We said that the youngsters were not providing enough support. Now, this is exactly what we meant. PKO and Destiny needed out of someone like GBB. And Galorys finally break through the mold. 12 rounds guaranteed. So worst case scenario, you've gotten yourselves OT. And might be able to ride that wave of momentum, close it out in regulation. Or not.
Yeah, not going to be as simple for Galorys. Yes, they're going to give this as much as a try as possible. Sure, there's a little bit of a stint to go, right? A few more corners need to be crossed. A clean one, nevertheless, for BESTIA. Elbows length away from Galorys now and a potential overtime score.
I'm down for it, man. We've had a couple of overtimes so far in the close qualifier. I found them to be very exciting.
Absolutely.
Also, it's elimination series as well, right? So you want to see a bit of a scrappy game. You want to see it get close, stay competitive. I think definitely for BESTIA, getting eliminated dead last would be a bit of a big hit. They definitely had some bigger expectations going into this one. They probably thought they were going to be one of the teams to be in the conversation to even grab the spot into StarLadder StarSeries Fall 2026. Also known as the StarSeries Season 20, of course. And now, you didn't get a map against Imperial. You might get a 0-1 deficit position against Galorys. You want to give it your all.
You get given an opportunity, you might as well try and grab it by the horns. GBB, though, has been quite the nuisance and gets first blood from the very beginning. Makes a wise choice to drop back as the advantage has already been gained.
Big opener out of GBB. And you're just navigating them towards Red Room. The CTs are going to be so ready for this.
Oh, goodness me. You're right. Very prepared. Casting here with the AWP. Something that Tomate couldn't quite anticipate. You've gained equilibrium. What do you do with it if you're BESTIA?
They still have no presence in towards the extremities, right? Even if you want to go donut, this is such a big risk. There's so many angles you need to be wary of.
And GBB's here. Destiny gets taken down. Distraction play. So the trade comes underway. A side to be taken over here for BESTIA, but they still need to make sure that there are no interruptions from PKL and Detroit.
Are they saving? I think
Looks
they're
like
calling
it.
this one off. Yeah, money's so low. They don't want to risk having nothing going into round number 24. So BESTIA have somehow turned this one around. Regardless of the opening kill coming out of GBB, I think it was the fact that Galorys wanted to re-aggress middle, right? It is the fact that they wanted to be proactive when they had that man advantage. They were gathering up, but the Opera was holding. Tomate walks in. GBB couldn't really get a response back. Then you get a free opener onto Destiny and towards Donut as well. GBB tried, but couldn't do it by himself.
So, overtime. A very real possibility with BESTIA needing to secure a single round right here. Utter respect for Galorys to keep it so close so far, and maybe they still have a chance to win it. Well, they do have a chance. Early mids. Push coming out from Galorys to make, putting up the pressure, and Timo quickly figuring out how to deal with that. Oh! And he wants to take it even further. Destiny was barely visible, but Timo able to thread the needle.
Look at GBB. He's got the bomb right in front of him, but Cassin's prepared. And BESTIA have said, hell no. We're not letting this map slip. We're gonna fight for it, bring it back. Send it into overtime. And this is going to be disappointment. Despair for Galorys. They were so close. Had such a comfortable lead. It felt like the performance of Destiny and PKO would be enough. But the moment that they slowed it down, there was no one else stepping up, taking the initiative in their place.
I think the emotion is annoying rather than anything else. Because now they have to go through OT if they want to win, but now it's BESTIA that is fully online, so that's going to be even more difficult. We'll see if they're able to recover off the back of this. This is still the best map we've seen from Galorys out of this tournament.
That's the concerning part, though, right? The fact that it is the best map we've seen out of him, but they still couldn't close it in the regulation time. And that's with the big star of BESTIA, Tomashin, having a stinker of a map. He's on 9 kills, 24 rounds in. And I think we've got a bit of a technical timeout as Caston has left the PC, probably for a bit of a pee pause.
I think his microphone is unplugged.
You want more dad jokes?
Throw him in.
Yeah.
Go
Not
ahead.
Counter-Strike dad jokes, though.
Normal ones.
Yeah. Why did the gopher get a new pair of pants?
Why did the gopher get a new pair of pants?
Yeah.
Why?
Because he got a hole in one.
Oh, golfer. I heard gopher.
No, gopher.
Ah.
Yeah. A golf player. Yeah.
Oh, fair. It's bad getting...
What? Okay. Hear me out.
Sure, yeah.
Why can't you hear a pterodactyl go to the bathroom?
Why?
Because the P is silent.
But it isn't.
Oh, it is? You say pterodactyl, no?
Pterodactyl.
Do you pronounce the P? Are you
Yeah.
sure?
Pterodactyl.
Oh, you're ruining the joke. No, you're ruining the joke, Pavlos. I'm not gonna stand for it. I'll just move on with another one.
The P isn't silent. Come on. Did you make this up? Or is this an actual joke?
It is an actual joke.
Oh, I've always said pterodactyl.
I thought it was silent. I thought it was
to be
just
fair,
pterodactyl.
In my eyes, it's not silent because I'm Greek and ptero is kind of...
No, we say the same. We have the same. But I think in English it is silent. All right, I've got another one.
Pterodactyl. No, I think it's pterodactyl. Anyway, that's what I've been saying. Continue, please, continue.
Right. I have a very bad one. Very bad one. Do you want it?
I'm waiting.
What is Karate Kid's favorite drink?
What?
Wata? I'm so sorry. This was awful.
It's so good.
Oh god. Yeah, we need to stop doing this. I think we've had enough dad jokes for this entire qualifier.
Goodness me. Hey,
oh, we're back.
I'll tell you what, they need
what
to
a
stop
good
having
moment
tech
for
pauses.
it.
That's what needs to happen. But now we can get back into the game. That's we were talking about how you nerf something. Well, you nerf Ted's dad jokes by stopping tech pauses. Galorys, so you have what it takes to gain back an advantage, gain the confidence. It's been BESTIA for the past few rounds. Slow and steady for BESTIA to get things going. Mid pressure exerted as Destiny takes a gander forwards. BESTIA fully respecting it, not really wanting to be forward facing at all. Huh. Really gets caught. Tim only good for the one after the smoke being faded. Detroit cannot connect the shot, which means BESTIA receive an opportunity to square things up, even if it's for just a little bit.
Bomb picked up. You've got 45 seconds to work with. You know exactly where Tomate and GBB were. You also baited out the op shot. Here goes the jump spot. Now you know the opper's on A. One more rifle's jumping in towards middle. So you've got one player on B. And that's going to be a rifles also. This is a good decision out of the T's. 25 seconds though. And GBB's position is a very powerful one. He's going to hear them making their way onto the bomb site. Are they going to be anticipating it? And they've been smoked off. Oh, this is so tough. There's no way they're turning this one around.
Oof, yeah, it's just too tough. Too many angles, too many players. The crossfire worked out superbly. Galorys with a first round of overtime.
It is the unwritten rule of Counter-Strike. You always win the first one in OT when you've struggled to close it out.
It just happens. It alleviates pressure. Don't know why. It's far too often of an occurrence for it to be luck, you know, for it to be circumstantial. There's a causation or correlation somewhere in there.
Ooh, double molly, double nade. Nacho just gets deleted by Yuto. That's one way to start off a round. And BKL's in a good position. Timo goes down as well. Something's happened to Galorys. I don't know what it is, but overtime, it feels like they're right back to where they picked up and where they left off a couple of rounds ago. They started dominating once again. BKL's getting multi-kills. GBB's there for the support. Galorys is looking impeccable.
Well, look at GBB. He's smiling. Wide grin. Ear to ear. Galorys feeling confident once again. And what an annoyance to BESTIA if that Galorys start to roll them over after having a bit of a comeback. Win one more here, Galorys, and then you'll be on map point with 3 chances to close it out.
You need one round. At least one on the board if you want to have an opportunity for the second half here, BESTIA. Otherwise, this could be all she wrote. Look at the rotation. They've got the triple setup. PKO inside of the cave. I think he's realized he's going to be all alone. Still takes that aggressive angle. 2 of his teammates in towards long. Just playing that bait and switch. Especially if there's no Yuto on the T side, but they do have that one smoke. Thing is, Long is not going to get smoked off. It will get probably mollied and flashed, though. And BKO is going to have a lot on his plate.
Oof, Tomazen. Getting the first blood here is important for BESTIA, but they still need to get a lot done. A minute on the clock, and there's a rotation all the way around Destiny and the opposition spawn.
Cassin's holding for it. Thing is, eventually he's going to have to turn around and join up with his team. Oh, timing is key. Destiny could drop the bomb there. Oh,
oh God. They were checking it a moment ago. Cassin is able to pull up the pieces together. But JB Beast has a chance to push himself as well. The bomb is on the ground. Cassin can't pick it up for the life of him, even though they've gained full A-side control. A lot more work needs to be done.
It doesn't mean anything. 25 seconds, Detroit is running back, but now he's heard the steps of Buddha, and he's in such a weird position, never getting cleared out.
Wow.
Tomate and GBB find 2 more. Galorys with a perfect CT side half on Ancient in overtime.
This is frustrating. You could tell on the faces of the BESTIA players, after doing such a great job to get things to overtime, Galorys have a flawless CT side, 3 rounds, and they weren't that particularly close either. Very decisive. They've been having a great job, a great time destabilizing BESTIA. Great CT plans, variety, and now BESTIA might have just given Galorys the victory on a silver platter. 2 left, Cassin and Buddha, but this feels like a formality. What an excellent performance in overtime from Galorys.
Destiny just breaks them with that triple entry on middle. Again, it's just brute force. The Yuto, everyone wants the fight, but the late flashes catch them off guard. Everyone was blind. No one playing anti on the side of BESTIA. They just look a little bit frustrated. It kind of feels like they want this one to be over. Just move on to the next map. They fought so hard just to push for OT. It's definitely been a map to forget for Thomason. I can tell you that much for free. And Galorys, they don't want to risk letting this one slip. They've just paused. Allowed PKO to walk out of B. Search for contact. The moment that he spots one player, they're going to start making their way out on A as well. Buddha gets that kill, but it doesn't really matter.
No.
Look at where Tomate is.
Oh?
Oh. Okay. Right.
So
No
all of a
way.
sudden we focus in.
No way. A 2v5, boys. A 2 versus 5.
Low HPs. This is still a tough one for Bestia. On the bomb.
He's sticking it. Oh.
No, he isn't. But also Galorys, no. We're trying to take the fight aggressively towards JBB, but I think that is done. That's curtains. That lady is coughing, warming up her throat. Is about to sing. And when that happens, it will be over. 16 on the board for Galorys, as if it's CS2. And with that, they'll be taking the victory in map number 1 of the series against Bestia.
What a great performance. That was honestly inspiring out of Destiny and PKL. Destiny ends the map on 29 frags, and that was probably the best map of Counter-Strike I've seen out of him individually in a very long time. On the
as we head on into the series. But you're right, it's good to highlight some of these individuals as well coming through from Bestia. You know, some moments were needed to keep them afloat. I think what's interesting about Cash is that it sets in a little bit of a new tone to this series, because similarly with the previous map, there's not a record yet for Galorys in this current iteration, so there's not much to look back on if you are Bestia in terms of preparation for this. It's down to focusing to your own game, keeping things simple, and maybe there's a way back in. Let's get things rock and rolling as Bestia start things off as the aggressors, the T side, and Galorys as the CTs.
first official of Galorys on Cash. Gonna be interesting to see what the positions are gonna be like. PKO and Destiny, that very good duo from the previous map, together on A, up against that exec.
Fast play. Smoke, allowing to split the map in two a little bit. Galorys sending in a smoke of their own as well to give them some extra cover. It's utilized by Destiny to weave in and out of battle, but instead of finding a positive result out of it, Bestia just take over.
It's such a difficult pistol round to counter these T's. Just using the smokes as tunnels to get closer. Detroit gonna get gooshed up, and this one is already looking a little bit impossible for the CT side. You still have to mate coming in around the world, and he should be able to get a kill. There might be a chance.
Big chance. Now they're favored. Now they've got the numbers. Cassin's position has been spotted, but he's able to get out of dodge. And with him destructing his opponents, that's when BODDIK comes out of the shadows, gets both of them by the end. Okay. We see this. This is going to be a close one. If everything follows suit on how things have progressed so far in the previous map and this pistol round right here, we're in for a treat.
One of the things that I wonder how teams are going to develop is the capability of dealing with some of these A execs, especially on the pistol round. It's so OP to do it with the Glocks when you have the wave of smokes or the line of smokes. You just create a tunnel. You can get one guy to get inside. We're going to get a reset because of the tomato disconnect. So I can keep on ranting about this, but imagine you've got double smoke, double flash, molly on a pistol round on the T side of Cash. You do the chain smokes, the wall of smokes on the left side. You flash through, you molly quad. People just get inside of the smokes. They wait for the second flash, and then they pop. They spawn right behind the two CTs that already have door and main to be worried about, but now you can be on their right side as well. It is a pretty impossible bomb site to hold against the full-on exec. It's very tough. You need to have someone in towards fork, try and stop them before they make their way out of main. If they make their way out of main and in towards the bomb site, you're screwed. You can't do anything.
You can't fully stack it either, because then retaking B is an absolute nightmare as well. So damned if you do, damned if you don't for the CT side.
Yeah, it's one of these maps that I feel like are going to keep getting more and more T-sided progressively as the game develops on it. I feel like at the start it was a bit CT-sided for some teams, but that was because people hadn't figured out how to play the T-side efficiently, but now it's starting to show slowly but surely.
Yeah, plenty of ideas around. They spread out. Solutions will be created on the CT side, don't get me wrong. I feel like that's also going to happen at some point.
It's just the fact that both bomb sites are so difficult to hold.
That's
and
true.
then A is
Difficult
almost impossible to hold. It is retakeable. B is a bit more easy to hold, I guess, but it's nearly impossible to retake. So there is some balance to it, but there's always one part of it that is very difficult for the CTs.
BESTIA. Double-sided approach now towards this B side. It's read nicely from Galorys. Out of fence, in from main. Multiple players present in checkers as they start to break through. But PKL's done a great job to keep the scales even. GBB's also been spotted. Destabilized by the Molly, but out of the open, he is dangerous. You need to be careful of your back line. Destiny toying with him. BESTIA are struggling. Oh boy. PKL down. GBB taken out as well. And BESTIA have gotten themselves back in it.
What? He's got a rifle. Hold on a second. Able to get one. But shut down by Casson. That was very, very close. He didn't know that both these players were onto the bomb site. So he can just drop down. Yeah, pick up the rifle. Make it very expensive. That was a straight up B stack out of the CT side with the boost as well. Great work out of PK with the double. That one deke out of GBB was nasty. But it's a good recovery. The follow-up damage onto Casson as well. 57 HP between BESTIA and a complete disaster.
Shout out to Lorga. PC partner for this event. Very, very close. Round number 2. So the force buy does keep BESTIA humble. Nevertheless, the round 1 as we enter the next. Very silent to get things going. Buddha holding the bomb in the middle of the map. It feels like BESTIA are waiting to see if Galorys try and go for something aggressive themselves with the pistols. Although quite difficult to do on a map like this. Not many options.
Yeah, they're going to be a little bit more careful with that one. Exec coming through. It is interesting because we are looking for new things as well, right? Even in these types of matches, oftentimes tier 2, tier 3 teams are the ones that come up with the most creative stuff. On a new map, they get to play more officials. They get to play maybe even more cracks. Thomason is coming in from behind. It's a good triple kill, getting that confidence up. Had a bit of a tough previous map, so these kills are definitely going to serve him well.
Good cash boost too.
Yep, that's the confidence we're in.
Sounds about right with that distance. 0 for BESTIA. Galorys not able to do too much damage on that one, but here comes the buy round, right? What concerns me, though, Ted, is that one of the main reasons why Galorys had such a great map on Ancient was their early start, right? I think they were 6-0 at some point. If they're not able to produce that against a team like BESTIA, holding on to the game, it's going to prove difficult. Fast play into A, though. No messing around for BESTIA. Big swing, change of pace, now entering into their opponent's buy round. Tamarjan answers back, but Destiny needs to be cautious. And he stabilizes nicely. Paired up with PKL. They are an unstoppable force.
One of the main questions I feel like going into that second map would have been, are Destiny and PKL going to be able to replicate to even 80%, some extent, their performance from that previous map? Because if the answer is yes, then BESTIA is in a whole lot of trouble. If the answer is no, then maybe we're going to a third map. But the first couple rounds are giving confident out of PKO and Destiny. Still getting these multi-kills. The stake odds are heavily favoring BESTIA for a win here. You can go and check them out, as well as the weekly reload of $35. But I still feel like Galorys might have something to show here. Spam going both ways. Brave man Buddha. He's down to 22 HP, keeps spamming. He was very committed. Going all in.
So, GBB takes the bad end of a trade early as well. But first blood falls to the hands of Detroit, and that was a very isolated Nacho. The main fight is towards the A side. Nothing else spotted towards B, so Galorys getting ahead of the curve here, spending players in this direction. And it's a fast play. GBB, confident. Wants to keep it going. Point blank range for this opening. If you're BESTIA, you're calling this off. You're running away.
I'm not sure if you really have a choice. I mean, you can try and hold on to these AKs. I think this is the angle here for BESTIA. This round is over, and it's going to be 5 alive for the CT side. This is going to mean a lot for their economy. GBB with a big double kill as well. Imagine having him, PKO, and Destiny firing on high cylinders. Both moving in towards the single door. They've made a step. Are they going to try something? Buddha's walking forward. I'm not really sure what the idea is here. He's just lost his gun. Casson should survive unless there's a bit of a swing after time. GBB is too low on HP though to risk it. He was very committed there. Buddha getting something done. I can give you some Bulgarian knowledge, by the way. We have a saying for moments like these where you're committed to something. You know it might not be the best idea, but you've already started it, so might as well go all in, you know? So we say, if it's a crow, let it be a shaggy crow.
Crow?
Crow. Crow.
Like crow, you mean?
Yeah, crow, sorry. Crow.
Fair enough.
I did say crow. Yeah.
Yes, you did say crow. It's a crow.
I did say crow. Yeah, it's a crow. If it's a crow, let it be a shaggy crow. That's the saying.
I'm sure it sounds way better in Bulgarian.
It does, yeah, it does. It rolls off the tongue nicely.
Rolls off the tongue for a bit. Yeah, fair enough.
Hey, Pop.
Well,
4 players coming out of door. There's the wall of smokes. Flash is going to come through as well. There's going to be a single one, and they've got a Molotov, but they need to make their way out. First B-hop hit. That's good distraction. Oper under a lot of pressure. Detroit put it in the pocket. Couldn't dangerous. Find a way out.
Oh.
GBB also going down. They've collapsed.
They have. And this is the thing about the cache map, right? If you can quickly just take over a site point blank without your opponents having much of an alarm system. If your first players fall, that's pretty much it. And this is a case in point brought to you by BESTIA. The margin thrown in as a sacrificial lamb. And the rest clearing out corner by corner. Right back into the driver's seat is BESTIA.
These rounds are a little bit upsetting if you're Galorys, because you finally felt like you were getting the ball rolling, you know, establishing some level of control. And then again, it's just a straight up A-pop. 4 players running out of door, but the first guy hits the B-hop. That's actually very important. I know Thomason doesn't get anything else done, and he basically just sacrificed himself, but the fact that he hits the B-hop, he destabilizes the crosshair of the rifle so much. That's the one that we're talking about. Look at that. It was impossible for Destiny to restabilize and get a second kill. And that's all because of Thomason's B-hop. It creates such a massive opening for the Tech-9 to get the refrag onto the rifle. And getting a 1-for-1 against an AK in that situation, priceless. That's a good adjustment. That's one of the ways that you can counter getting abused in towards that A-bomb side out of door and out of main. You just throw in a little bit of aggression, have a player planted inside of main so he can stay there, be a bit of a reassurance policy. And also a very good position to get all the noise and sound cues around the boost. If any Uto is being used. Destiny's got a lot of information. He's heard these players run away. So they should know this is going to be a B play that they're cooking up on the T side. Here they come.
This is quite the decent hold for Galorys. That nade could be juicy as well, and Checkers, and indeed paired up with the spray power of PKL, it does get the job done. Low HP Barn to mate, but still holds on to his life.
Eyes on Destiny, follow him. He's got the round in the palm of his hand.
He does indeed, and indeed gets the backstab achieved. Galorys never gave up space, but also closed in on Bestia at the same time. That's a rough time for them.
Yeah, you know what? It's very nice having these pocket plays with the pistols and, you know, the set pieces that are going to be able to upset the CTs every now and again. But when it comes down to the full buy rounds, it feels like Galorys have found a whole new level of comfort. They started playing very good Counter-Strike out of nowhere, and I think Bestia were not ready for it. Shout out ODDIK. Go and check them out in the banner below. Best peripherals out there.
So, big mid push coming in from Buddha. No one's really checking this position. And catches one in transition. Detroit, 11 points of health, crucially stays alive. But Destiny's gone on a little journey of his own. Ooh. And ends up bearing massive fruits of labor.
That's a big play. Detroit's gotten dropped, but it doesn't really change anything. Tomade has found Nacho in the meantime. They're just getting completely shut down. Getting that occasional kill doesn't change it. The aggression in towards the extremities. Tomade pushed all the way in towards Sunroom and in towards Garage. GBB is going to get the jump on Buddha. Casson in a 1 versus 4, and GBB doubles up and doubles down. This is convincing. They're not just winning the rounds, they're dominating the server.
And at a certain point, you've got to think about how well they are feeling on the server, right? You know, coming into the series, there's no doubt in anybody's mind they are the underdogs, right? They're not coming into this series expected to win. But the way PKL's been playing, the way GBB is going about taking fights, it speaks about their confidence, their bravado.
Yeah, this lineup has got a lot of firepower, right? And when these players are on, this is when the team is the most dangerous. Shockingly. But now you've got Destiny, GBB, and PKL all firing on high cylinders. Money not there for Bestia, so considering this is just a straight-up anti-eco, you've got 5 Glocks, no Yuto, no armor. You can try and make it as expensive as possible. Let the CTs use all of their nades. And then potentially just group up and go somewhere together. Hope to get a kill or 2. But it should be around on the board for the CTs. Tomade in towards Checkers. There goes the second. Bomb dropped as well. Info's gathered. Tomade is having a field day. Imagine getting devoured by a tomato.
I don't want to. Thank you very much.
Tomato.
Are there tomato plants in Plants vs. Zombies? I think there is. Right? It's the explosive one.
You brought me back years with that reference. Plants vs. Zombies. That takes me back. Way back.
Great game. Yeah.
Yeah. Shout out everyone who's played the first edition of it.
I think there's a very controversial part about that game. Are potatoes actually good plants or not?
Sure.
GBB, Detroit, both.
What's going on?
Getting the first couple of picks. This was Bestia's reinvestment into the game, and they are being picked apart.
They're being
It's
farmed.
not even fair at this point.
Yeah, it feels like they're trying to take different points of contact around the map, but every single one of the individuals is just losing their fights. Mid players getting annihilated. Boost player gets deleted straight away. Emo in towards the door. Able to take down the AWP. There's been a couple of these fights for Detroit. That might have opened up a slight possibility, but GBB's been so solid, and he keeps it going on the multi-kills. There goes Destiny. Another round with 4 alive. They're not winning them with all 5, but it feels like most of these buy rounds, Galorys have not lost more than 1 player. And this is starting to get very worrying for BESTIA. This is elimination on the line. You drop this map, you're out of the qualifier, and you're out dead last as well. And for a team like BESTIA that had all of these high expectations, they were probably expecting to be going toe-to-toe with teams like Imperial, like MIBR, like Legacy, or Fluxo, sorry. I'm thinking, yeah. Legacy's not here. I was just thinking Sadzin, and that made me think of Legacy.
That's fair.
But yeah, you get the point. BESTIA had high expectations going into this one, and now they might be going out dead last, which would be a big disappointment for a team like that. And the stake odds are starting to slowly shift. They're getting leveled up. Soon enough, if Galorys keep on racking up these rounds, they will be the favorites.
I think they'll need to create quite a buffer for themselves on the CT side, because BESTIA is not a team to give up like that. And when they themselves switch sides, things might get uncomfortable. You were talking about the fact that this is a bit of a T-sided map nowadays, but the unpredictability of what can happen on one's attack is something that you can't quite account for. Cassin, good trade back on the Tech 9. If they win themselves a pistol round,
again,
I think you can call them back. Very possible.
Yeah. These have been the only rounds that they've been able to get their hands on, right? The last one they won was that A-pop in towards door with the pistols again. Destiny's going on a mission. Should hard clear the right-hand side. Oh, he's not. That's a bit of a mistake. Surely not again, right?
Big nade. Big molly. Detroit can hold them back from crossing, but they don't need to cross. Oh, elbow spotted enough to put Nacho to his sleep. The margin adding to the complication, though. And if you're Galorys, you need another pick to feel like you've got this, and now they do.
It's just the pistols left, and Caston is low on HP. Budo will have to do God's work on that Pit 50. He doesn't even have armor either.
Yeah, he's trying to keep him busy. And might allow Caston to get out of the shadows. Boy, Buddha, he's dangerous. And Detroit is drawing out his pistol as well. We're all of a sudden in round number 1, everyone with pistols, but this round is done. They bought enough time, and BESTIA win yet another pistol round.
Yeah, they should be thanking their lucky stars. That's the only reason that they've got somewhat of a chance here on the T side. They've won the pistol round, then they won a half-buy, and now another one. They've been getting absolutely demolished when it comes down to the full buy rounds, but it's all of these conversions that Galorys are unable to get that are haunting them. I mean, look at the rounds that they've won. It was the pistol, the anti-force, the anti-eco, then a half-buy, and now another half-buy. They've not won a single buy round. Not a single time have they won a round where they've had the guns and Galorys have had them, but it still could be a tight scoreline at halftime.
Oh, this is crazy. Galorys want to take matters into their own hands. So far, they've been a bit reactive, but this could be a massive surprise.
It should be. You shouldn't be anticipating
Martin
this.
On the other side of the boost. And he's just waiting, chilling. Oh, he's dropped.
No, he was boosted inside of Garage. That was just a bit of a visual mockery.
Okay.
Yeah, a bit of an illusion.
Well, the B side looks to be the target, so I think this boost from Galorys no longer really has much of an impact, but there still is an interesting angle held out by PKL. Deep smoke as well. That gap is trying to be exploited by PKL himself. Just the one, though. JBB also gets a pick on the other end, and BESTIA look to move forward to making this attack ever softer, ever smaller. Tamarjan needs a moment of brilliance, but Mate has got the answer. Cassin keeping it close, but there's way more where that came from Galorys. What a half, what a conversion. They are in the lead at the halftime whistle. 7-5 for Galorys. Surprises continue, as not only have they won the first map, but they are in charge currently. Will BESTIA be able to turn things around on the SCT side? We're about to find out.
Yeah, 7-5 might not really be the most accurate representation of how comfortable Galorys were when it came down to the buy rounds. They didn't lose a single one in the first half, but BESTIA were still able to get away with 5. And now we've got Galorys on that T side. It's going to be the exact same pistol that BESTIA run on their T side pistol. Doesn't work out the same way though. There's no one on the bomb side itself. They're playing this on a retake setup, and they do have the defuse kit and smoke on Timo.
Sorry, bomb down for Galorys. And again, replicating exactly what BESTIA did on their A site push. In the very beginning of the game, round number 1. Very difficult to take this on, but BESTIA seem the best course of action is with a 5 versus 5 retake, and I think they're right. First pick going to Nacho. And he keeps it going! Oh, Nacho! He's gone berserk. Wait, but JBB wants to go even further ham. Bomb's not within vision of PKL. Oh, goodness me, what a sequence. But it all gets unlocked due to Nacho's brilliance.
Hold your horses, by the way. This is a triple kill out of GBB. He's going to have just about enough money for an AK armor. So they're going for the force buy, and they're going to have an AK involved. That was great effort coming out of GBB. Insane shots out of Nacho, but this sequence means that the next round is going to be very dangerous. They will have the money to have one hero AK. If they want to go for it. But they don't. You could have dropped one over.
Maybe AWP third round? We'll see.
It is interesting, because he must have had $3,550, right? So he can buy an AK, drop it over, play AK small armor. They decide not to go for the force.
Well, just as Galorys were about to break in, they get blocked, smoke in their face.
Thing is, they will be convinced that you forced in a round like this, right? Because you got the bomb plant and you got 3 kills.
Ow.
So they've purchased a lot of rifles. Now, they are going into the only SMG in towards A, but if they're able to get 1 or 2 kills, this is great financial damage.
No util, though. This is going to have to be a dry peek. Just a single flash available in the hands of PKL. And here comes the flash. GBB pairs it up nice with a 1D. But these M4s hurt. And at a distance, it's hard to counteract them. Bomb goes down at least. That's a positive for Galorys. Galorys. Whew. Feels like it's a character from Guardians of the Galaxy sometimes.
Or just the name of a galaxy. Galorys.
Yes.
Sounds like the name of a spaceship.
Something spacey anyway. I'm getting that vibe from it.
Yeah.
GBB is sharp. Really sharp. And that's the scary thing. If you get Galorys involved in the game now, and GBB is still firing at a similar level, it'll be impressive. They'll keep Galorys back on track. Sorry, another tech pause, unfortunately. Time for a sip of water.
You told me that you looked up on the internet and found some cool dad jokes. So would you share with the class? Apparently that's
what do you call
a
plane full of bald people?
A plane full of bald people.
Receding airlines.
Nice. Nice. I mean, these are most planes that are taken off from Bulgaria most of the time.
What do you call a $2 chicken?
What?
Buck, buck.
God. We've just lost the plot completely, man. That was good. That was good. Hit me with another one.
My dad farted in an elevator. It was wrong on so many levels.
Oh, God. Look at us, man. Saying dad jokes about farts.
The thing is, I'm on Reddit, so I've got to filter through so many of them to find ones that are good for the stream.
It's probably not safe to say all of them.
No, absolutely not. I'm saying a very small amount. Some of them are horrible, by the way. Really bad. There's some...
All right, we're back. That was a short one. A quick technical, but now we're ready to go. All right, so BESTIA are yet to win a single buy round on this map. Somehow the score is still 7 apiece. They've won both BESTIA rounds, the conversions as well. That's why it's such a competitive game. Can Galorys keep their dominance going, though, when it comes down to the gun v guns? Already leading in towards that A-bomb side. Not wasting any time whatsoever. Teemo's going to get flashed in towards main. There's no one to be spotted out, but that's been heard by the players in towards single door.
Opening up the door. Councilman is able to find the first one here, and he takes a step forward to end up with more. PKL on the hot plate, and indeed keeps Galorys on that 2v2. HE, though, will be the end of him. Somehow survives it.
I have no idea how. Detroit is still the guy on full HP, though, so he's going to have to do the majority of the heavy lifting.
Buddha went to find some extra utility. That's going to allow Nacho to walk in with more help. And Sidri back of sight. HE as well. Detroit gets the pick. Now there's information available for Buddha. FAMAS versus AK. And this one is for the pace of the second half, and Detroit comes out victorious, having 14 HP of buffer, but there was nothing easy about that round.
That's a massive step-up moment out of Detroit, by the way. He's been probably the one to have been going through the biggest amount of misfortune since the start of this map out of his entire team. Everybody else had their big moments when it came down to the buy rounds. Detroit finally stepping up. Nothing that PKL could have done about this one, but Detroit with a big 1v2 clutch.
And now the lead is back in Galorys' hands. Hands on the steering wheel. Let's see if there's a straight road or not. Attention put into mid, and that is on the contrary to what BESTIA is doing, leaving that space for free.
They've moved the majority of their numbers in towards the A-bomb side at the start of this BESTIA. Likely to be afraid of a repetition of the previous round. It's not really the case, though. Galorys looking to exploit in towards B. Tomajan is going to be the quickest rotation, but he's on an MP9 and he's far away in towards Z connector.
Fast movement coming in from PKL. Jumping in on the checkered floor. But the Flames make sure that Galorys aren't in full force over on that B side. But still, the POM likely to go down. Cross not fully actualized. Only now just landing.
They've got a flank coming in from Sunroom as well. Keep your eyes on Nas. Or Teemo, sorry.
Yeah, tough position. Surely you must realize there is potential for that flank now. The mate's just hiding away for now. Swings. Timo getting the better timing. Only losing half of his health.
What?
And PKL is good for both. An absolute demon.
How is he getting away with these?
It's too often he gets them.
This is so impressive out of PKL. He's looking so damn sharp. Someone's been DMing the last couple of days. He's shooting like he's an 18-year-old talent. And he's been playing the game professionally for 18 years, probably. That's a mental sequence out of PKL. It felt like the moment that Teemo gets activated and gets that kill, this round is done. We're going to check it out once again. Look at the turnaround from PKL. Isolates the fight with the MP9 straight up headshot. Another one. First bullet accuracy is through the rooftop. Bestia's in shambles.
Yeah, that is a very fair thing to say.
They're looking
this
very
round doesn't look very positive for them either.
Yeah, very disconnected from one another. It hasn't really been the most optimal of games. And again, this map would have been over if Galorys had won one pistol round, or if they hadn't lost these 2 anti-ecos in the first half, right? They've made life a little bit too difficult for themselves, but they've not yet lost a buy round. We're 16 rounds in, the game is still going, and they've not lost a single buy round.
It's a valid point. I'll bring up another valid point, though, that is paired up with what you just said. Best they win pistol rounds, and this is a pistol round. So.
Yeah, that's terrifying. They've got a hero AWP and 4 pistols. This is Galorys' worst nightmare.
Smoke into Z. Galorys showing their presence in mid, but not bolstering it up substantially. BBB on Speedway, taking down Buddha. Maybe there's a change of plans somewhere in this. Detroit is on the alert.
You're going to be.
But he's got no clue Nacho's sort of postured in the cubby.
Surely they clear him out.
They don't. But one pick is all he's getting. Imagine if he had a rifle, maybe there would have been a couple of picks there, but this is not the reality we live in. Cassin's AWP has been shown, and PKL was after the chase. Double digits for Galorys. Bestia have barely any chances left in them. 2 buy rounds only.
This is slowly running out of control, and GBB stepped it up so well. I mean, it's a team effort out of Galorys, don't get me wrong. Destiny and Detroit on 10 kills, Tomate on 11, PK on 14, GBB's 21 and 13 though. He's been a multi-kill machine throughout this map. 80k gear giveaway. Click on the banner below the stream, go and sign up. You can win top-notch gaming mouse. We're giving away 8 of them alongside 80k. Oh,
Ooh, timing here.
they're waiting for it.
They're expecting it. And surprise? They expect something like this. It feels like it.
It's a waiting game. Yeah, GBB knows this is a possibility. Thomason knows that it's a possibility for a player to be boosted on the other side. They're gonna
2 players. Oh,
double
God.
peek him.
This is so smart.
Do they peek at the same time?
Oh, goodness me. There is support from further back.
They look like they're just waiting for him to make a move, by the way. That's the only reason why you would double boost like this and just freeze.
I think my feed is frozen.
Same.
What a moment for it to freeze, dude.
They're still playing. That was the ultimate Counter-Strike blue ball.
What?
I'm in physical pain. What happened? I need to know. What happened? Tell us.
Oh, my God. You
Tell
can't
us.
do this to me.
Tomato is still playing.
What?
He's so relaxed, though.
How can you be so relaxed? Are they still in that limbo? I cannot believe we had the most cinematic moment we've had the entire game.
Can we have PKL? Can we have PK? Okay, PK was typing something, so he's dead.
So,
he was one of the
round's
players on the
done.
boost. No, maybe the round is going, but he's just dead.
Possible.
I think they lost the round. Judging by his reaction.
Yeah, his expression is not a positive one.
All right. I suppose our feed is down. So we're waiting to get this one resolved, folks, but don't go anywhere. We're gonna let you know once we know exactly what's going on.
I mean, they're still playing, right? I don't know if you'd probably call a tech timeout for the feed here.
All right.
Okay.
Okay, so there's going to be a technical timeout, apparently, folks. We're running through some difficulties, so unfortunately, we're going to have to send this one into a bit of a tech pause here, even on the broadcast. But make sure you don't go anywhere. We're going to be right back as soon as we know exactly what's going wrong and as soon as we've got it resolved.
So, we're watching a bit of the replay from when the feed got stuck, everybody. Thank you for your patience. We are back, and as you can see, Tamarjan ends up with a double kill there. Insane. On the boost, even with a triple, apparently, all damage at least. But yeah, you can figure out how that one ended out from there. BESTIA to win it. Brilliant. Now we can unpause and get back into the action.
Maybe.
Of that second round, hopefully. Allegedly.
Oh, we've done it.
There we go.
Yeah, BESTIA have just picked up their first buy round of the map. Can they do it again? That's the big question. Of course, it's elimination on the line in case you're just joining in. This is the StarLadder StarSeries Season 20 Closed Qualifier. South America is the region. You've got 8 teams. One of them will make it into the main event in September. And one of these two is going to be going out here and now. Buddha, Molly, blinded, still able to get the kill onto GBB. Eyes on the A-bomb side, though.
So, Galorys closing in on the A side. Lacking one player, sure, but the space is granted. They're happy to go for the retake, but they've got a good poke and prod method to keep themselves favored heading into this next part of the round. Good molly. Nice and
Still
time.
hiding.
Not anymore. Great molly coming back in return from BESTIA, and it's a smooth fight back from them. They did the initial damage, and the cleanup is even better.
All right. Going from not being able to win a single buy round to winning a clean one. 0-5 alive. Money's looking great for the CT side. By the looks of things, the previous one was very clean as well. So for the first time since the start of Cash, we're seeing BESTIA actually establish some level of dominance. A couple of nice shots coming out of Cass and Nacho and Timo. And unfortunately, we've got another technical timeout. Well, hopefully it's going to be a short one. What can we do, Pablos? You know, I've been thinking about this for a couple of days because we talked about our favorite countries in South America. I was thinking, do we go on Capitals Trivia?
Capitals Trivia? No, no thank you.
No, you don't want to do that?
This is too much pressure on me, no.
Yeah, live on broadcast.
Yeah, I'll look stupid.
The pressure going through the rooftop.
Bad with names, Ted. Don't pressure it.
Was the capital of Malta?
Malta?
Yeah. No, Malta's not the capital of Malta. It's Valletta.
Ah, Valletta. Yeah, fair enough.
Oh, that was exciting. Okay, we got asked by production what's the capital of Australia. I know the right answer to this one, Pavlos. Do you?
Cambodia.
What? Nah, man, it's too late for this. It's too late for this. You know, maybe for the people watching from South America, it's not that big of a deal, but for us, it's 3 a.m., Pavlos. I cannot take that. You can't troll me like this. Man said Cambodia. God.
I meant Canberra.
Cambodia.
Canberra just took the same part of my brain. You think if anybody thinks I did that on purpose as a joke, I didn't. My brain just works like this. No,
oh, that makes
it
so much better.
I meant Canberra.
That was probably the best thing.
There's a B in the middle and it ends with an A. My brain just works in that way. So
that's the best thing I've ever experienced live on the broadcast, by the way.
Hey, at least I didn't know it was in Melbourne or Sydney, you know?
No, yeah, of course. Sydney? No. Cambodia? Hell yeah. We've got a B-pop coming out of the tees. Unfortunately, the Hero AK is already out. So this is probably just going to be the cleanup crew for BESTIA and the tied-up game at a 10 apiece. Nade comes in. Still a possibility to try and do a little bit of damage, but the money on the CT side is so good at this point that it doesn't really make that big of a difference. Nice shot.
Brilliantly done.
Yeah, GBB is still feeling it.
Tamajin ripped off his feet, but this is pretty solid stellar performance coming in from the entire Bestia squad. All but Cassin end up with a pick. And with that, double digits on both sides. And it's safe to say that Bestia feel a lot more comfortable on the CT side, and a lot of it has come to the decision that if it's the A site, it's retakes. If it's B, we just solidify. I know I'm oversimplifying, but it does feel like that.
I mean, it is. It basically is how the map is being played out right now, yeah. Stake, once again favoring Bestia to run away with this one. Don't forget about the weekly reload, $35. You can go and check it out. Click the banner below the stream. But Galorys have the guns in their hands once again. We're going to see a bit of a vent boost. Buddha going to get that elevated angle. Are the T's going to be ready for it? That's the main question. It's going to be another B round, and you've got Nacho alone on the bomb side. Buddha there to support him from the vent. Thing is, if he turns around, Feet could get spotted. He's burning. He gets mollied out. Detroit's going to get the kill. That's their way in.
And they're trying to use the pace in their advantage, play it aggressive before the rotations can come in, but they're really struggling to take care of the player on site. Nacho is all elusive, finally taken down, but in the process, more damage coming in from a distance. Bomb down on a 3v3. This is a great scenario here for Galorys, but they need to see this one to the end. Molly available in the hands of GBB. One thrown in on site as well to mate, forced backwards, but not caught. Destiny, patient, not pulling the trigger, but he might not even be needed. Cassin with a big grain, you're probably thinking of holding on to it, as there is no chance on the round, but even on attempt to retreat, does get taken down himself. Galorys able to exploit their first pick into a round win.
And they get all the kills, by the way. Look at the money on the CT side. They're going to have plenty to reinvest into this one. But you lose this round and you might have some difficulties going forward. Galorys have retaken control. And it was such a big pickup onto that side player by Tomade. Good hold as well. Destiny with another multi-kill. GBB keeps it going. Galorys still aiming at that 2-0 potentially, but there goes the nade and the shot through the smoke out of Cassid. Dropping Tomade at the very beginning of the round, and there's the push to back at GBB. Does he realize this is a possibility? They can just stack A. Right, they've got a player that's pushed in towards Sunroom, and they know nothing's going on there. They just need to keep their eyes set on the vent, and as long as that's true, and no one's crossing there, they should be ready for an A pop. This is a very difficult round to win for Galorys.
Let's get this. Molly, the smoke was ready. Cassin loses most of his life, though, delaying that smoke throw. GBB to entry. There's so many CT bodies around. This is treacherous. Some crazy heroics from Galorys will be required. Over red. Feet dropping out for me a little bit here, but we still get the gist of it. Bestia on the upper end, and indeed overwhelming the attacking powers by just stacking through.
That was a great information play. It all starts with a random shot through the smoke that drops Tomade and the audacity to just push. Oh, it wasn't a random shot through the smoke. You actually seen him. Bestia picking up the pieces. But yeah, that push out of Tomade allows them to have that stack going on towards the A-bomb side, and Galorys, they're forced to go for a half bite. They can't even go all in. This could be Bestia moving up to 12 first. Unless Galorys can make one of these A-pops work themselves. Give Bestia a taste of their own medicine.
Galorys not switching up their play. This time want to double down on the A site fast play with pistols, but Timo is resilient. Yeah, there's no team taking Timo down, even on the pistol. Has a chance to find a beautiful dink onto Detroit. And now map point for Bestia. And Dust2 has appeared on our screens.
He was fully blinded for such a long time, by the way. And then out of nowhere, he's able to get a 4-piece. They just couldn't run him down in time. $12-11. Do we go OT on cash? Or is this going to be a Bestia win here? We had a similar scenario on Ancient. Galorys were able to run away with it in the bonus time. At a round, Timo's mollied himself, which is a little bit inconvenient. He still turns it into a kill, but GBB's there with the reface. There goes Thomason.
That molly may have costed Bestia the game. Galorys now have site control, and this is the best A site situation they find themselves in a very long time.
They're still looking for a flank, but there's no such thing happening. PKL's cleared that out as well for the T side, so now they know that retake is coming in from the same place. Molly doesn't force Detroit out of position. He can stay in towards the quad.
Bestia are known for these early flashes, early nades, getting them out of position, swapping them out, but they've adapted by playing further back to not get affected by that early utility. And it works superbly. Galorys hold on, and overtime for the second consecutive map.
Yeah, and I'm not gonna lie to you. I feel like Galorys deserved it. With how much of a better team they've been when it comes down to the buy rounds, I feel like at least getting OT was in place, but Timo's gonna be kicking himself for this Molotov. And it's not about him, per se, going down, because he did get a kill. It's about not mollying and stopping these main players, right? That would have been the big pace killer for the T's. It would have allowed the CTs to get a little bit closer before anyone can make their way onto the bomb side outside of the squeaky players. A bit of a mishap. Gonna have to try and shake it off going into this. Bestia had very big difficulties in OT on Ancient. And they turn it around. Get one round. That's gonna be the start necessary. But for them, this is all or nothing. They drop the map, they're out of the event.
Galorys still think that the A site is the best way to hit, but this time to flood through. Squeaky Cassin! One bullet is enough to take two down. And now Galorys really need to figure something out. Detroit may have the answer. Firing on a very high level right now. Bomb down a 2v3 as best they try to regroup.
There's the flank coming in from A main. This is going to be key. Nacho's got the position to win them the round. Unless...
This time, Galorys play in the middle of the site. And they know there's a potential for a cross in main. Oh, that's going to hurt their chances, though. Nacho and Buddha, they play aggressive, assertive, and it forces their opponents into their corners. And Bestia win the first round of OT.
That was much needed. They've been experiencing massive issues when it comes down to overtimes, when it comes down to buy rounds in general. That was very well done by Cassin. Look at that collateral. That's the big difference maker. He doesn't get both these kills. It's a completely different situation. But is the overperforming in round number 25? Another technical timeout, unfortunately, but we're going to stay here, folks. Hopefully it's going to be a short one. And this is, of course, our second and final game of the day. Not really known if this is going to be the last map of it, though.
Hard to tell.
Yeah, if Bestia get it over the line, then we've got another one coming up. The winner of this one is going to be playing against LP tomorrow. And we also have Imperial and Fluxo, so it's just elimination games. Tomorrow, we're starting things off with Imperial and Fluxo, and then we're moving into the LP and the winner of that one. And we are back. The game continues. Can Bestia run away with this? Can they level things up? They've worked very hard to get here. Finally starting to be a bit more competitive when it comes down to the buy rounds. It was the pistol rounds, the conversions, the half buys that kept them alive in regulation. But now they're finally showing some teeth.
Yeah, Bestia getting into a groove.
Oh,
Galorys have GBB. Oh boy. And he is the groove. That's probably what G stands for.
what a shot. Timo beat him to the punch with a headshot, and PKL's got that elevated angle to try and deal with Thomason. He still loses the fight, and Buddha's here. He can try and counteract. One more player coming out of Speedway. That's a great flash. Buddha's been spotted out. Destiny's just gonna run him down. Thomason finds one more in the meantime, so this round is on. It's Thomason and Nacho in the 2v3, and Detroit's low on HP.
That HE could do quite a bit, but it doesn't quite find the mark. Margin running in first. He's looking for the information. Help out his teammate for that clutch. Can't end up with a pick. That's Nacho with one, but rotation coming through from Detroit. And that's exactly where this round ends. We are square once again. Galorys with a beauty of an A-site commitment.
Yeah, and you can see the reaction out of Detroit. He knows how important this is. That opening kill out of GBB is mental. He's just deleting people off the server right now. That's why we're referring to him as the big star of the team. These are the things he's capable of, and when he's providing these types of opening frags, it's so much easier to play the game if you're Galorys. You've just got a player that's essentially getting you a free kill at the start of every round. Thomason pushed away from middle. Detroit double boost alongside GBB. Now they're taking this into consideration a little bit more, but it's looking like a B commitment. No pushes in towards A, but Thomason seems to have the right idea.
Ooh, the molly's pretty good. To make limited to half HP already. Galorys are looking to move into this B site. They've limited the view of one, but these nades, these players on that CT side have completely obliterated Galorys. Mikael's going to give it a go. No approach from Vance. He couldn't even believe he saw his opponent there. Got spooked. And the lead is for Bestia in the first 3 rounds of overtime.
Yeah, that's a big resurgence. Now we're switching sides, though, and the CT side was so much more comfortable for Galorys, it felt like. That's the side on which they didn't lose a single buy round, so Bestia putting themselves in a good position, but Galorys definitely not out of the fight just yet.
So, now on the CT side. Galorys had nice resurgence towards the end of the first half for anybody that's just joining in. The buy rounds were impressive. Half ended 7-5. Now they're looking to see if they can replicate that magic.
It really needs to be magical, though. You want to close it out here, you need 3 perfect rounds of Counter-Strike. Can't afford to make any mistakes whatsoever. Reboost coming in. That's going to be for the rifle. And they have stacked up 2 players in towards that B bomb site. Playing it in a bit of a default setting. BESTIA really taking their time. Not really taking a lot of space either. Just playing this one passively. Allowing Galorys to operate around the map and potentially just hoping for a mistake. None of that happening.
Right. 35 seconds though, they're cutting it close. This could get quite risky.
Destiny on Shroud is massive. This is the first time we've seen that position all map long. They might overlook him.
High possibility of that. But he gets the first pick. GBB revealed Destiny, indeed, the surprise factor, but GBB shut down. Now they're going to be looking at Destiny's direction. And BESTIA are able to take over the side with double the amount of players. Tamazen trying to lock PKL in. The Flames keep him down, or at least Timo will. How do you win a 1v3, Tomate? I think it's time for a tutorial. Maybe this round's just too tough. Taking the high ground, and you'll have someone for company right next to you. 15-3 means that only 1 round is required. 2 charters for BESTIA.
And at this point, if you're Galorys, you probably can't believe it. Destiny needed GBB to help him out. He needed someone else to find a kill. They had 3 players towards that B-bomb side, but Destiny is the only one that's able to get a kill. BESTIA have woken up. Might have been a little bit of a late awakening, but at least it's happening. And we might be going to a Dust 2 after all, a 3rd map to decide which one of these 2 will survive and keep on fighting, which one will be going out of the qualifier. GBB's played such a beast-like map on Cash. But he needs a little bit more. His teammates need a little bit more.
The things for Galorys, you want to have a surprise factor in here, but you also don't want to make a mistake. Fine balance to strike.
Waiting for a potential boost. That's not happening. And it's another slower affair coming out of BESTIA. No one wants to be the first one to make a mistake. The first one to go down. PKO inside of the vent. Waiting for his opportunity to strike.
It's a good position to be in if it does end up being a B hit, but also mid being punished, you'll have to check behind him anytime soon. GBB also helping out in the mid endeavors. And this is BESTIA's turn to run the clock down.
Comes in, being very loud. Ventlar's still able to get a kill. Molotov deployed, and he's gonna get out of dodge. This is a legal steal out of PKL.
They might switch up their minds if they don't get anything over to the B site. The bomb is in close proximity of A, but they're running out of time to do that. Full commitment, drop out of vents. They're heading towards this B site, but there's just too many bodies around. PKL is just such a menace, cannot be handled. Detroit comes alive as well with a double kill. Round's done, and Galorys survive another round.
Holding on. It felt like Bestia were afraid to make a move up until the last seconds, and then PKO gets the kill. He's able to fall back in towards Checker, staying alive for such a long time. It's a big move out of the IGO. Boost up again, working out for Tomade. And a lovely sequence out of Detroit from Headshot. Galorys still want to end this one in 2. For that to happen, though, they will need another overtime. Does PKO have anything left in the tank when it comes down to ideas? That's the big question.
The music in the background is a little bit anticlimactic as well, because this is an elimination matchup.
Yeah, I've gotten used to it already, I think.
Yeah.
It's very nice. It's a cool tune. Oh, we don't have it here. No cool tunes in T-Spawn.
Bit bleak there.
Yeah, the terrorists haven't brought their radio with them. Oh, feed spotted. I think Tomate should realize that they've seen him with all of that profuse spamming coming in, so he's going to reposition instead. They might be looking to counter boost. The Oper's seen him though, so that's not really a good option anymore.
No? No surprise factor. Best they're holding back. You know, they don't have the information of whether they've actually dropped back, so best they need to respect this potential play, a potential boost. So Molly's expended, time passes by. And only now Bestia can start to make movement in the direction they intend to.
I'm not sure if they've made up their minds. It feels like Teemo's just going to try and fake A, and they're going to group up and go towards the B-bomb side, but the Oper is still there, and Detroit's not moving away. And I don't know how efficient that util from Teemo is going to be, but does it make people rotate away from the B-bomb side? Shouldn't be the case. Nacho's gotten dropped. They might have to finish A.
Good information from PKO. There's still presence all around for Galorys. Buda can't quite connect. A high-low setup. Tamazin finds the headshot and survives on 2 points of health. Destiny is being spotted, and JBB also there as the guarantee. Another set of rounds of overtimes becomes a reality as Tomate puts Tomazin in the ground. Galorys not giving up. They've been given an opportunity for the ages. They want to take it by the horns.
Detroit is loving life right now. They keep it going, and he's really gone through a massive resurgence. Tomazin is trying his absolute best to keep them on the map, but it's GBB and Destiny to crush them. All of their hopes. Bestia had 2 opportunities, 2 chances to take us to a dust 2, but Galorys keep on battling back. And can they keep that momentum going on the CT side now? That's the question. They already got 1 map in overtime. Can they make it a double-double, double trouble, sending Bestia packing?
Fast movements. But that's just to scuttle into mid. Make sure Galorys aren't taking too much space for themselves. Detroit, a very dangerous position. Kassin wanted to attempt to break even. But it's Detroit to win the 1v1.
It's a bit of a tough start to the round as well, because Nacho's already low on HP. That was out of one of the mid fights. It was the utility, the spam. And now Teemo's giving away his position. He's trying to throw a bit of caution into the wind with that door opening. And once again, they're going to regroup and try and hit B. They know the AWP is not there anymore, so it should be a little bit easier, but they've gone for that boost again. They've done that plenty of times already. Surely the T's are not going to get caught off guard by it again. They've dropped down. Big defensive smoke in the middle of the site.
Importantly, the Molly's going to delay this, or at least disjoint the attack. PKL's taken down, though. He tried to hide within the smoke, but the breakaway allows GBB to be a little bit present in the moment. However, this is the site takeover. Big delay, though. Bomb left behind.
Yeah, it does go into delay. The plant a little bit. It's still going to go down. Buddha and Timo tag down, but it's a B-side retake on Cash. That's a big kill with the nade.
They don't check headshot. The margin is also being discovered. Somehow Destiny surviving. 5 HP. You know where Buddha is. He's a locked-in chicken that gets crushed under pressure. Don't know why I call them a chicken, but it felt very cinematic in the moment. Either way, though, Galorys take the lead straight away in OT.
Big kills out of Destiny, by the way. He probably should have died in towards the vent. He was dropping down from it and still got the kill. GBB doing a lot of work as well. Both his B players went down without a kill. This is the replay. This is Destiny winning these fights. And an instant headshot onto Buddha has been a much more quiet map for Destiny in comparison to Ancient, but he's still picking up the slack when it matters the most to support GBB and Detroit. And on the previous map, it might have been the veterans that pushed forward for Galorys. Now it's the youngsters, so they've traded roles.
What a shot from Tamarjan. And it's a big threat to take off the server. GBB no longer there, being there for Galorys. It's quite the nerf.
There's a second player in towards the sandbags, though. Destiny's getting a lot of information. That all allows the Oper to stay locked in towards that A main position. Destiny knows that no one's taking that space and trying to cross in towards Speedway. But again, they're so afraid to make a mismove, right? They've just slowed it down, paused for a second. No one wants to give their life away sillily. They're sending 4 players door.
PKL has a hunch. He's taking further steps backwards and being...
Thomason's misclicked.
Do that.
Yeah, no, he definitely didn't. The Oper's got utility. It's just the fact that he doesn't want to let go of his crosshair, but...
May trying to have higher ground on squeaky doors opening. Destiny able to stay silent enough to get a free pick. Detroit, good reaction from him. It's hard to imagine he'll be able to get away with much more, but he still gets away with 3! Detroit creates a brick wall in front of his opponents, and they smash their heads into him.
That's absolutely mental out of Detroit. How is he able to pull off that type of a play deep in OT? Look at that sequence. He lost his rifle. Destiny goes down. Detroit is all alone on an island, and look at the way that he's masterfully just moving behind the angles. Gets the first kill, moves back to a second angle, gets a second, repeats for a third. What a sequence out of Detroit. He's on 26 frags.
Truly a game of his life. Early fight happening. Best they want to bring up the pace a little bit. Feels like they wanted to stabilize the game. Detroit will be connecting. But his position needs to be respected, right? If you're Bestia, it's information you have to work off of. So Margin, he's got himself deep up Speedway, and I don't think Detroit expects it. He's missed the timing on the lookout. This is a good position for Margin to have.
Yeah, he's not ready for it. He's got no clue. When does Thomason wants to activate, though? That's the big question.
Good fake smoke. They might not think Destiny could be there, given that Detroit throws it.
Yeah, the thing is, the bomb isn't squeaky, right? So Destiny could have a lot of impact later on, and they might not realize this is still going to be an A round. Now the molly's there. Destiny's heard it. He can go door.
That's exactly what he's trying to do.
They're not going to be ready for this. The Oper is still moving back. Oh my goodness.
Oh God.
They've misread the situation completely. They're so convinced this is a B round.
This is so odd. Kassin. Oh, the turnaround! This is so peculiar. Galorys. A little bit lost in the source, confused. The obscurement that was sent in by Bestia this round discombobulates them. And you might as well consider this one a done deal, a 16th round. But Galorys going to give it a try.
Oh,
Troy's really far away.
They molly
fails. That's definitely done now.
Yeah, that was designed to go on top of the catwalk. Molly, the player that they spotted on the jump spot, but it just bounces off the railing and comes back at them. Still 2 rounds to the good for Galorys. BESTIA able to stay alive with that one, and that was a much-needed response out of BESTIA. They couldn't afford to let Galorys get a clean first half of that second OT. Fighting to stay alive. Still hoping to force a third map. And that is on the cards. It still is a possibility. It won't be easy, but it's right in front of them. They just have to work for it.
They're still looking to play aggressive here. So Mate might not be ready for it. He's turned his back away from them. Yeah, knives out. Can't bring that to a gunfight.
They'll try and chase him. Nacho's been spotted. They've seen the second rifle as well. Ope's rotating back. The bomb is slowly moving in towards that B bomb side, and you've got a 3-man stack here. GBB from the vent could be a big help. But they've even boosted on top of the bomb side. It's such a good angle for Nacho to be working with.
Ooh, good timing on the shot there from Cassin. Can't see his opponent, but still able to take a player down. But under a bit of stress, but if you've got so many friends around, is there truly an issue? I think not. BESTIA to equalize. And now with 2 remaining rounds in the OT half, if one team wins them both, it's either curtains for BESTIA or a deciding map on the cards.
$17 apiece, and we've got a bit of a tech going on. Hopefully everything's going to be all right. It's not really a moment where people want to be experiencing issues outside of the server. I just noticed Detroit's shirt says antisocial.
Yeah.
Oh, that's it. I just noticed this. Yeah, no. I don't have any follow-up.
Yeah,
No.
well, yeah. Glad you can read.
Yeah. I just saw what he's got on his t-shirt. That's about it. Thankfully, we can keep things going. 17 apiece, round number 35 on cash. What is the call for Galorys here? The B play didn't work out last time around. It was the B push. It was to Mate pulling his knife out.
What is it?
That ended up costing them.
They're providing some space here for BESTIA to move up. They're respecting any type of aggressive maneuver. And indeed, we do see Buddha closing up in mid. Boost. Will this be checked?
Ooh. Double nade on top of GBB. There's the Yuto for Highway. Down to 51 HP. Does he get a flash to clear out the left-hand side?
They're mollied vents. They're not going to check this. And if they do, GBB is already half HP. Therefore, it's an easy cleanup for Buddha.
Big kill. Now they're forced to go back in towards the B bomb site. PKO leading the charge. Nacho alone towards the back of the bomb site. PKO needs to try and run him down. Nacho, it's all about staying alive, but there goes Tomajan. And Nacho's also standing tall. Shots are missing. Tees can't connect. And it's Destiny all alone, but he goes down as well. Bestia get another map point on Cassius. This time is on the CT side.
Okay. Bestia about to turn it all around. Dust 2 becoming real once again. That being said, they've had opportunities before.
Can they do it again? Can they force another set of rounds? Teemo holding it out of position. Tomashin opens things up, but there goes GBB. Finally back on the board, and Tomate takes one more. Destiny with another. And it's Teemo and Nacho with 2 versus 3 from a 2v4. Now able to take it down to a 1 versus 2, and it's BKL versus Nacho. 10 HP versus 100.
Bomb needs to be retrieved. This is going to be tough. Nacho going further away, 10 HP. This is an awkward situation. PKL going for the bomb plant. Safe in the corner. And now, Nacho to try and close it out with Bestie. Spotted by PKL. And more overtime rounds required.
This game is something else. This map is something else. Galorys don't want to let this one go. They didn't clear the sandbags, but look at that turnaround. GBB and Tomate finding the refrags. Teemo, it felt like they were going to be able to pull it off, but PKO goes above and beyond as the IGL.
Extremely close game. Not much in it at all. And you can tell the pressure is on, right? It's various mistakes are happening, and you can definitely tell that you're trying to catch your opponents off guard. You know that fatigue is coming into play at some point as well, so the reactions in the mid round will be a little bit slower, so you're trying to call quicker than your opponents can react. A lot of those little mind games going on in the mid game. Another tack pause has found itself on the game. Hopefully it's something that can get dealt with and sorted with soon. We promise you our admin team is hard at work to get everything back on track. Not that I know what the issue is, but I know we've got a good set of people behind us.
Yeah, hopefully everything's going to be resolved, but don't you worry. As we love saying, we've got our best people on the case. At least GBB's having the time of his life. And now the game has gone for long enough that even in Brazil, the sun has already gone down, Pavlos.
I mean, fair enough.
Funny thing is, because I presume there's a lot of people watching from Europe, right? And for some of the Central European folk, it's 2:30. For me and you, it's 3:30. So if this one goes the third map, we could be here until the sun goes up. Oh yeah, the sun in Cambodia is probably up already, Pavlos. You'd know about that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, in case you're just joining in and you missed out the joke, we're not going to repeat it. It was perfect the first time. If you know, you know. It was very good. Yeah. We were... Okay, you know what? We've got a technical timeout, so I'll just explain the situation real quick. We were playing Capitals, and our production team asked Pavlos, was the capital of Australia? And the answer was, as you can now figure, Cambodia, which was very funny. Very funny indeed.
Hey, timer out. We can get back into the server, and they can stop making fun of me. All right, here we go. Can Galorys close it out in a 2-0? It definitely feels like a fourth map has been played by now with all the OTs that have gone by, both on Ancient and Cash. But it's BESTIA to have the numbers advantage upon the initial confrontations.
Yeah, they've started approaching middle in much more of an aggressive fashion, and Thomason has really bounced back into the game, by the way. He had another slower start on this map, but now he's actually turned into a very valuable asset for BESTIA in overtime. Another man disadvantage situation. The bomb is on middle. That could get a little bit hairy. There goes the flash. Peek out of Teemo. No one's spotted out yet, and all of this has been heard by Teammate.
Teemo, he spotted it. Teammate able to answer back. Gets a double as well. And now he's equalized the round. Thing is, the HE can be deadly, but Teammate able to avoid it just on time. Destiny catching Casino on conversion,
Surely
though,
he doesn't make the cross.
means this is very doable. And indeed, the smoke permits every single cross imaginable. The bomb can be collected, surely.
Nacho's already in towards the car, though. Destiny might not be ready. Position so good. Oh, he spotted him out now. Nate right on top of him. That's going to tag him down to 36 HP. So it's 36 taking on 44. Who's going to be quicker? Answer is Nacho coming out on top.
Incredible. Nacho holding on there. And so many back and forths through the game, and I'm glad we got the replays to see it yet again. There were so many levels to this. The margin, early aggression coming through. Teammate holding on to keep Galorys afloat. He had no business winning that two-piece after BESTIA being so damn in control.
First round on the board for BESTIA. At this point, though, we know that this doesn't really mean too much. We've seen both teams have a lead. Both teams have map and match points. Well, just map points in the case of BESTIA. Oh, refire through the smoke. Somehow Destiny is the one to actually get tagged down. But this is still going to be a B play, and he knows that they intended to try and go for the boost up. He does have a little bit of util, so he can help out his teammates. Molly the vent, re-smoke towards Z, B play coming up.
Quite aggressive. Buddha doesn't care though. Ends up burning alive, but gets a pick in the process. But they may have given up B-site control while doing so. 3 versus 3.
Detroit's got another smoke for CT. That's gonna buy them a little bit of time. Are they pushing through?
Detroit. Double up. And Timo will not be holding up much longer. Galorys, when they find themselves into the B site, things go well. But it hasn't been a consistent factor. For now, though, they equalize.
A couple of times they've been left in that situation where they have a 3 versus 5 and they need to find rapid refrags. But Detroit in the late rounds has been impeccable. Look at these shots. He's just not missing. He's really feeling the game. And there's a couple of these individuals. Tomajan in overtime. Detroit on the other side has already hit 30 bomb. Detroit is about to overtake GBB. And he's already overtaken Tomajan in kills. Teemo's top fragging on the other side with 32.
Poof.
Oh, that wasn't a no-scope. There's no way he unzoomed and fired up. No way. That must be a glitch, right?
I don't know. I think so.
There's no way he unzoomed and clicked mouse 1 and got the kill.
Must be. Either way, though, Galorys have got pace with them. Buddha steps forwards, though. Realizes the urgency of the situation, that he has to hold the line right here, and it's worked. Galorys are a little bit more cautious now, throwing in a smoke that potentially could provide them cover, but BESTIA read it. They know exactly what's going on.
They still have time to pause, right? They went with a very early play, so you can slow things down, allow the CTs to get a little bit more anxious, and the little thing that Galorys do not know is that BESTIA have not pushed anything,
Oh,
so they are actually rotating away from B. They vacated the bomb site, vacated the premise.
Thinking 2 steps forwards.
Buddha's probably going to go and get inside of the vent, or he's activated that flank, but the bomb is still left in Sunroom. Buddha can drop the bomb.
Oh, God. Yeah, Detroit could get caught. And indeed, this could end the round right here. Surprise, Buddha in the back line.
20 seconds. They still picked up
the
the
bomb.
bomb.
Was collected at least.
Yeah, GBB is going to plant that, but Destiny is the full HP player. He's the one that needs to find the kills, and he gets blindsided by the ult. Timo gets another one in his best to get 20 first. One round in the lead on the back of a double kill from Buddha, another double out of Cassin. And at this point, it's just coming down to the individuals. It's just coming down to a couple of raw fights, but that was a great mid-round decision out of BESTIA.
Very smart movement coming in from Buddha. Very intelligent player. Truly saving the day, because Galorys might have gotten away with the timing there. And here he goes again, this time on the T side, and he lights the server with his frags.
Yeah, BESTIA now looking like they're in a commanding position. And this might be the turnaround that they've been hoping for. Getting a 21-19 lead, that will definitely put him in a great spot. What a turnaround from Thomason.
He's the master of the boost position. He truly is. Getting a double in the last confrontation he had in that position, now playing up there himself. They're taking over BESTIA.
Destiny and Detroit, a 2 versus 5. Separated. Not sure if that's the smoke that they were hoping for. Destiny's gonna get an opportunity to isolate a couple fights, but now they've spotted him, and there's 3 players coming at him from A main any moment now. Destiny's got too many angles to be worried about.
Give him the movement. Sure, at least he can take care of one, but like you said, just too many bodies, too many problems. It's a body problem. A 4-body problem. Unlike the Netflix show. And Galorys, it hurts, right? You're falling further behind. Let's not call it off, given that we've seen many OT conversions, but this is the most convincing we've seen it from BESTIA. You've got players like Buddha showing up, Tomajin being an ultimate constant, and Timo in Galorys' faces time and time again. This is a different looking BESTIA to what we've seen at the start of this map. They've had so much time to go into it. At least Detroit has the positive of holding on to the AWP, but they're not going to give up on this just yet.
Well, they've had a couple of these, BESTIA, a couple of these map points, and they get 2 more. Is this where they finally take it over the line and close it out? Is this where they finally send us to a 3rd map? It feels like we've had a best of 5 series, not a best of 3 at this point.
Sure.
OT on the first map. A bunch of them here on Cash. BESTIA get 2 more opportunities. Dust 2 lies in wait. was the call here. Spread around the map. We've got Nacho lurking in towards B. Timo and main. Everybody else just grouped up. Thomason already out mid, under the boost. The CT is not making any aggressive moves whatsoever. Destiny playing that Shroud boost for the second time. And it's looking like a B lean out of the T's now. Mid re-clear. GBB not seeing anything in towards the Vandals of right now, but you still have Cassin to be worried about. 55 seconds. They finally start moving that bomb back in towards B. Timo's going to throw a bit of a fake on A. The Util's going to come through.
Sold.
Are they going to buy it?
No, not budging. Or are they? Yes, they are. PKL is leaving the position. There's only one now in charge of defending the site. Tomei throws down a molly. That's going to delay. They've now realized it's a hit of B. Tomei needs to stay alive, at least take a couple of players down with him. That molly is troublesome. Blind. Prohibits vision, and Tomei will be able to only just find one. GBB turns back, plays anti-flash, spray down, distraction, and Imagine jumps in. BESTIA have done it. BESTIA are there, holding on every step of the way, not letting go of Galorys. And as hard as Galorys has fought, this is where map 2 ends. And a third and deciding matchup is now required.
Yeah, that's been a show-stopping series. That's without a doubt been the most competitive game of the event so far. We got a 16-12 on map 1. We get
upsets. 2 quality games.
Yeah, we got an update from production. Apparently, we're waiting on a player. Hopefully, they're going to be able to join the server ASAP. We still don't know if we're going to need a further break or we're going in. Apparently, we're ready to go. All right, folks. This is it. Do or die. One final map of Counter-Strike. It's Dust2 as BESTIA taking on Galorys. The loser of this one going out. It's a best of 1 from here on out. Let's see what we've got. Xbox smoke already coming in from Detroit. And they still have another smoke, presumably for the long cross. And a bunch of flashes. BESTIA starting things off on the CT side. Galorys on the offense.
Ooh, Nacho with the first couple of picks. But of course, GBB has to stay relevant no matter what. A lot of dings coming across, but no real picks. Detroit answering back, but Cassin gets a double of his own. Looks like BESTIA. Best in twos. And Galorys now having their faith into Detroit. And with that information now understood,
he's gonna go down.
Closed in on. Yeah, eventually. That's the idea.
Yeah. Well done by Buddha. Good double kill out of Cassin though, and I guess the same goes for the initial double kill on the USB. Was by Nacho. Lovely stuff out of the dual Berettas. And now it's going to be interesting to see if BESTIA can just ride that wave of momentum. If Galorys are going to have any mental resilience left, right? Because the way that they dropped that previous map was a little bit disheartening. Could be difficult to get yourselves up. At least they're not going to be overcomplicating things at the start here. Not throwing themselves at any over-aggressive maneuvers. Just a full-on eco, a couple of Glocks. Up against the M4 and the rifles. So, Pavlos, I've got an interesting question for you. What's your favorite Shakira song of all time?
Shakira song?
Shakira song.
Hips Don't Lie?
All right, that's a classic. That's always a good answer.
What about you? And why Shakira out of
I don't know.
nowhere?
I just thought of it, man.
When it's 4 a.m., do you casually think about Shakira? I mean, if not, no judgment, because
sometimes I do. Yeah.
She's nearly 50 years old, and she looks like 30. So
I'd say I've got two of them. I'd say La Tortura. You know?
La Tortura, okay.
Yeah, that's and the other one is Can't Remember to Forget You. The one with Rihanna. Good music. Very good songs. I'm liking the singing of the Glocks as well, though. Tomate has dropped Teemo, and that's an M4 recovered by the T side. Are they going to be able to find anything else? Answers no, unfortunately for them. Buddha with a big triple kill to put the round to bed. So this is Bestia with a 2-0 lead here. Galorys entering their first buy round of Dust 2. So it's the same old, same old. Bestia very good when it comes down to pistols and conversions. Let's see if it's going to be a similar story with the buy rounds as it was to Cash in regulation. Shout out Lorgar, our official PC provider. Go and check them out and check out the platform. Lorgar ready to play.
So, Galorys bringing in their buy round, 3 rounds in. Sim can hear the commotion. Molly deep. He's considering going for a bit of a pop play, but thinks better of it, especially given that there'll be challenges coming in lower tons. PKL with first blood.
Yeah, Buddha's gone down. Early mid challenge. No presence in towards long or in towards the B tunnels. Thomason's been left there all alone. They've got plenty of time to make a decision and a decent amount of Uto. Issue could be the lack of flashes, right? You've got just one on Detroit. So later on into the round, if they want to scale up short, they'll have to do it flashless. Thomason needs to be very careful with this. He's all alone on this side of the map.
Yeah. There you go, Galorys.
You need to try and hunt him down.
They'll try, but I think maybe they won't try. It looked like it initially that they'll try and spray across the smoke, especially with the players moving into B, but best to save the rifles. No shenanigans here. Galorys will secure a round and see this bomb explosion imminently.
To be fair, I don't mind the decision out of Thomason. His teammates were gathered up in towards short and in towards that A bomb side, because it did feel like Galorys could have tried to opt for a B or for an A play, sorry, through short. And him being alone on B and on middle, he had to try and make a move somewhere, right? Either close in the distance in towards the mid doors or push in towards the tunnels. Nacho's getting some nice exit kills. That's good damage. You might be able to take all the guns away from the T's. I think Tomate should be pretty safe though. So 1 AK saved up. Casson and Teemo on the other side holding on to the M4s, and you've got plenty of cash. Casson can even opt for an AWP. That's exactly what he's going to go for. That was a bit of a bonus buy for Bestia. Where does Casson want to go? Spawn. Not really the best one for anything. Unless he's going to request a boost in towards short. Maybe that it could be good for. It was just a pretty standard Oper flashes long, so the rifles can take control. Mid-door smoke coming in courtesy of Destiny.
Yeah, a
It's
little
the
bit
Apex one.
Just a bit of pressure's been exerted in upper tunnels. So they may not want to put too much pressure in mid and leave their B players there. Only now re-smoked. So Galorys can move freely.
Not a bad nade. EKL going to be tagged down to 79 HP. It's looking like another B split though. This time Thomason not alone. He's got the support of Nacho over there.
Well, smoke into CT. And like
Big
you
kill.
said, Nacho looking to jump in. The sprays, though, through the smokes are the most impactful in terms of damage. Nacho gets the pick. And there is a gap that can be exploited, at least initially. But Bestia win on every single end. It doesn't even look competitive. Clearly taking over.
That was a great reaction out of the two B players, by the way. Nacho got flashed in towards the tunnels by Thomason. The moment that the smoke comes in towards middle when you realize it's going to be a B split, you need to get the hell out of the bomb side to some extent, right? You either gather up and both of you fight in towards middle with the A players trying to spam through the smoke, or you aggress tunnels like they did. Flash was good, set up Nacho for a kill, and from that point on, he can just turn around and focus his entire attention on these players coming out of middle. The $35 weekly reload by Stake is still on offer, so click the banner below the stream and head over there, check it out. How many does Timo get? 05.
Everyone.
Nice, clean, and easy. What an ace out of Timo.
Look at his smile. Oh. He'll take any quick round he can get. Long series. Brutal overtime so far in the first two maps. Now pads up the stats. Up to 7 kills. All right, Galorys, let's see what you've got. AWP in the hands of Detroit. He's seeing a bit of a head-to-head between himself and Cassin.
This is going to be pretty quick like in towards B.
Push. Yeah, as soon as the molly fades out, they're going to start moving. Tomei takes a hit to damage as he walks in first. And Nacho is fully in control. Tamazin contributes just a little bit, but Nacho says, this is all chill. I've got everything under control. This is my area.
They were so locked in, so instant on these headshots. I mean, even the Thomason position, by the way. How often do you just see the T that is running up, pre-fire that, and just delete the CT playing there? Oh, speaking of deletion, that was a good one-tap out of PKO, but I don't think Nacho's gonna mind too much, and you see a little bit of BM coming out of Thomason. He seems to realize that Bestia have retaken control of the series in full. And it's a 5-1. These calls off of spawn not really working out. And this is such an impressive hold as well. You got 4 people storming your bomb site with utility, and you don't lose a single player up until PKL's left in a 1v5, and then he just gets 1 exit frag. Bestia's looking strong. Looking ready to try and run away with this one. Another B play. Might be on the cards, and it feels like that's the case. Once again, they've got the Yuto, it's going to be another pop, and again, they've got the 2 rifles here, including that AWP of Cassin that's just now left for the A-bomb side, but that's a well-timed nade. GBB down to 62. Pop coming in. Thomason playing that close angle and Nacho towards the back of the side.
First blood for Nacho, and he keeps it going. It's a sequence for Nacho.
He's a monster.
Oh, he's feeling it.
He's a beast.
He's a snack.
You're saying he's sweet?
No, he's a Nacho. It's a snack.
Oh. That flew way over my head. I didn't get that as it was going. It's 4 a.m. man. It's 4 a.m. for me and you. I think I'm allowed to miss out on a reference like that.
You're forgiven.
Yeah, he is a snack. Oh, you know, I've got a very corny pickup line that has to do with snacks. I think Nacho's probably going to be a good person to use it on if you want to. Sure. Yeah, so I'm going to use it on you, Pavlo, so it's not too cringy, but it's cringy enough.
Cool.
I'd love to take you to the movies, but they always get mad at me when I bring my own snack.
Aww.
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 Yeah, look at us doing pickup lines at 4 in the morning.
Hey.
Bestia have been doing pickup lines for rounds, and they've been working out because they've been picking up a hell lot of them. Shout out ATK. Best gaming mice in the game. Cassin playing ahead of the smoke. That's a CT smoke, of course, to extinguish the molly and provide Cassin with an opportunity. That's how it works. He can still edge it, but the flash is good, and Detroit able to get the kill. Again, it registers as a non-scope. I'm not sure it was. I want to believe it wasn't. Is there a way that we see the replay from the POV of Detroit to see if that was an on-scope indeed?
Oh.
That would be sick.
Would be. Really cool to see. Cal getting a double kill has kept Galorys in the fight. More so, GBB. Brilliant double kill. Doesn't even come down to the bomb plant. Galorys take over everywhere.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm getting the vibe that both teams are just tired of playing slow Counter-Strike and they just want to... Okay. Yeah, that's not a no-scope.
No,
I feel like both teams just want to go and fight each other. It's becoming a very brawly game, right? You don't see a lot of slow plays. I mean, Galorys are not rushing in straight away, but you can clearly tell that the players just want to go and fight it off. It's not an implausible thing for such a long series. Everyone wants to go. Play, show that they're in a better spirits. BESTIA still in a much better position though, but Galorys are trying to close in the distance. Molotov for that cast in position in towards short for the op angle. He's gonna try and go back there. Cassin doesn't get punished by GBB.
Buddha might be in trouble. Has a smoke to keep himself away from the flames. But Nacho out to the open gets caught by Detroit. Now, BESTIA still have a couple of players available onto the site. 40 seconds on the clock, but Galorys aren't changing up their minds. But they are moving in as a unit, which makes this endeavor much easier. Final target spotted. Tamarjan making it competitive, but nevertheless, Galorys are able to clean up by the end.
Yeah, at least BESTIA have been able to put up a pretty decent economy together, so they're going to be able to keep on reinvesting, but Galorys are slowly fighting their way back into it. Dealing with Cassin has been a big part of the success, right? In the previous round and this one as well, taking these opening kills. Cassin has been trying to be a difference maker for BESTIA, but Galorys are doing a very good job of neutralizing him. This time around it was GBB, last time around it was Detroit punishing him towards short with the late flash and the retake of middle. Xbox smoke coming in. Gaston's trying to change the avenue, break of the smoke. No one to be spotted out. It's just a bit of a default. Oh, this nade could be big. It's all about the timing. Buddha. And it's massive. It's huge. Humongous.
Close to 90 HP. But that's not the matrix you were expecting to hear. Still, Galorys. Even though they've lost quite a bit of health on a couple of their members, a minute on the clock, still time to make decisions, and BESTIA have used quite a bit of their utility. Only Nacho and Cassin have something to work with. And now they realize it's best to probably bolster up. Talking about wanting to take fights and quickly, Galorys are taking this on a completely different route. And this might be a B hit. Smokes
It's
ready.
looking like a mid to B split, yeah.
Crisscross smokes. And in they go. Buddha suspect reveals himself a little bit by shooting. Gets back into safety on CT, but here comes the fight. Buddha finding a gap on the destiny. Natural to the back of sight, waits to be tested. So far hasn't been needed, but now comes alive. Tomate and Detroit. The only two players from Galorys to get a pick, but they need to get the bomb down and do so quickly. Sure, digits are pressed. Tomate, though, is running out of space, but somehow holding on, running out of bullets. The clock is enough. Galorys on top.
It kind of felt like Cassin believed that he landed a tag, right? Because he fires one shot with the AWP, instantly switches to the pit 250 to try and finish the job. That was a lovely double kill coming out of Buddha. It felt like that should have been enough. Tomajin going down without a kill. Nacho putting in a good shift, but then the AWP doing God's work in the hands of GBB and Tomate in the 1v2 clutch. A little bit overzealous, the two CTs. Could have been a little bit more patient, try and play it together, regroup. They wanted to try and run him down as he was too busy with planting the bomb, but Tomato is able to reset in time. Galorys on 4 rounds on that T side. Slowly mounting back. A bit of a comeback.
A little bit. Definitely feels like it. And it's
they have
clutch
successfully
moments.
reset the CT side economy, right? This is the final, this is the last straw. This is the final purchase for the defense. And it consists of 2 MP9s as well. You win this round, in the next one, they might not have anything to work with.
Although, Ted, it feels like this is a lot more about Bestia's abilities to stay composed, because it did feel like they had the previous round under control, but weren't as coordinated in terms of taking the site back. And we'll get punished, right? Galorys, bunch of aimers. Although it's hard to blame them in such a situation, right? We're talking about some very hairy rounds. A lot going on simultaneously. A lot of individual efforts taken in smokes, in isolated fights. Hard to keep account of everything. Very important round for Bestia here. Loses and Galorys have practically equalized. That's the mid-control for now. 50 seconds on the clock as they let the hourglass run out of sand.
Caston's here, and Buddha's moving back. He's got an incendiary and an HE. That nade could do a whole lot of damage. They're starting to group up. It's all about the timing, right? He can molly them, he can nade them. They might not be ready for that. There's the nade. Decent damage onto GBB. Could have done a lot more, to be fair.
Yeah, the potential. But now realizes there's a lot coming here, so he's going to be calling for reinforcements. Kassin nearby, but the flood smoke. Maybe they can be seen. Try and get a pickup. Damage on spray. 8 seconds. You need to start thinking about planting the bomb, and that's exactly what they're trying to do, but they've left it behind. So this one is done. Running down the clock doesn't seem to work for Galorys, as Bestia show them why.
Detroit goes down after time. He's got $500. They killed him right after the time runs out. And that was Galorys just being punished for running the clock a little bit too thin. Not baiting out the util earlier on as well. Allowed Buddha to have that extra incendiary, and that just slowed them down. It stopped them in their tracks, allowed these players to rotate back from the B-bomb side. Nacho gets a double kill because of it. Bestia looking at 8 rounds on that CT side.
Pretty clean this time around from Bestia. Obviously, having to deal with a lot lesser firepower on the other end. But it's a great pick to have. Timo down to 50 points of health, but doesn't really matter. Smoke in mid. PKL still needs to collect the bomb and greet the team, even if they take up space. This is looking like a downturn round here for Galorys. Nacho can hear the commotion. His help isn't even needed, just the margins nearby. And all this is just a formality.
Yeah, it's going to be 8 rounds at halftime. Bestia in a very commanding position. And Timo might be thinking about the knife kill. Buddha won't let him go for it. It's Bestia with an 8-4 lead. 5 rounds away from closing out the series and knocking Galorys out of the qualifier. A lot of work to be done by the Brazilians in the second half if they want to stay alive.
8-4 is the score at halftime as Bestia have been able to make sure that Galorys stay at a manageable distance away. Stay Cods showing that Bestia are the favorites after this. But boy, has it been a ride. Will Galorys give them any more surprises?
This D-side pistol round is very important. Timo, oh, even IRL dodging the bullets. A bit of a head down. Try and stay put. It's down to the Gujon to GBB. What a shot out of the USB. That might make them change direction, actually. They still have one smoke and one flash. So if they want to go for a mid to B play, it's still on the cards.
Could be.
Oh,
Yeah, blocking the smoke, so there can be a cap that can be used here for the CTs. Excellent start to the round for Galorys. A minute on the clock. With GBB's rotation, there's a clear idea that that place is picked up. And it's interesting how GBB says, yeah, no reason for me to stick around. And now we'll go in for round 2. They're still wanting to move into B, but they're not being silent about it, so Tomei is ready for them. Destiny in the right direction as well. It's a double kill. And even though Kassin is making this round a run for its money, it's taken down by Galorys. A very important pistol win if they want to have a comeback and a chance in the series remain in this qualifier.
Yeah, that was a must win. They've been having issues with the pistol rounds over the course of the last couple of maps, but this was a must pick up one. And they deliver when needed the most. Destiny with an important double kill to Mate, standing his ground with the Julies. 8-5, force spike coming through from Bestia. No bomb plan, but they still want to give it a go with the full investment. Both Xbox and mid-door smoke. You want to prevent the CTs from breaking. Flash goes in. Detroit good for 1. That's an M4. That could get picked up by the T's. So this makes the round a little bit more intriguing now. You've got Buddha on it.
Still a dangerous player. Buddha's really stepped up in the past couple of maps. Bestia closing in. Galorys keeping it decent. PKL, what a sequence. A 3-piece. Backing it up. And even though Bestia's best efforts with their force buy, it's simply not enough here.
Yeah, they don't even get a bomb plan, right? They wanted to run the players down, but couldn't get the C4 for the bonus money. Great work out of PKL. Alone up against the scout. Followed up with a double, made it a triple later on. So we've got an anti-eco coming up. Galorys should be making their way up to 7 rounds, and we're getting another very competitive map of Counter-Strike in the series. We wouldn't like it any other way. Lorca ready to play is still available. Go and check it out in case you haven't already. Nice find out of Thomas in, but it should be all she rolled for the T's. Just natural left. 1v4 with a pitch 50 in hand. Lands the dink onto PKL, but it's another multi-kill out of the in-game leader. He's had a massive resurgence. He was on 5 and 13, now 10 and 13, just 2 rounds later. Looking good. And as the IGL's leading the parade for both these teams, I mean, Nacho's still in there, but both Buddha and PKL have played a very good map of Counter-Strike. It's nice to see the leaders, literally, leading by example.
Look at the brains go. No, it's been an excellent game, both sides. But yeah, I think even though PKL has been a standout player for the past couple of matches that they played, I think Buddha needs special highlighting this time.
Yeah, he stepped it up big time. And his team needs a hero. Trying to put the cape on. Bestia, they've been given the middle portion of the map for free, basically, right? Short control, middle. The CTs have allowed them to draw an imaginary line between the defensive lines on the A and the B bomb side. PKO has got a nade for that smoke if a mid to B play starts coming in.
Marshall looking at the entry. The smoke here, but they're also turning around to make sure that Destiny doesn't get any other more names to his plate. And it's a decisive maneuver. It works out. B site taken over. And with GBB and Detroit running away, this one is sealed in. A ninth. And finally, as rifles are well within the arsenal of Bestia, they'll take advantage of the situation and get themselves the...
They might try to hunt the upper down as well. They know exactly where Detroit is. The CTs have a decent amount of money.
C's don't.
But yeah, that's why I'm not a fan, right? Getting that first kill out of Natural was great. Overextend. You drop down to the upper. I think now you just call it a day, right? Let Detroit save. Even if you get the kill, they're still going to have enough money for an AWP in the next, and they should know that. Sometimes it's about prioritizing the T-side economy more so than trying to ruin the ones of the CTs. It's got to have a little bit of perspective, you know? It's planning for the future. The map winner prediction from Stake, 126 for Bestia. And of course, the weekly reload, you can click below on the banner, $35 of a weekly reload. We're going to keep reminding you just because the offer is that good.
Bestia, put a little bit of effort towards tunnels for now. As Galorys, rifle-wise, I'm not in such a bad situation. We're saying that they'll have enough to buy, and indeed they do. AWP in the hands of Detroit. He's currently being tested in mid, toyed with a bit. 4 players around, and just like last time, they're gaining this space for free. Ollie on the close angle, alluding to the idea that they might be considering a push. But instead, it's just an obscurement. The real plan is to push their way gradually into catwalk.
Space taken. Advancement incoming. PKO, he's got a full belt of util. Smoke incendiary, HE, and a flash. So he can slow them down for as long as he likes. He's got GBB by his side. He's got an incendiary too. This is going to be tricky for Bestia. Galorys have so much util left.
Yeah, he's closing in. This is risky. A high risk, high reward. Looks away. No one's checking. Finally, but able to shut him down. But GBB has got enough of the timing due to his teammates' distractions to get a pick himself. 20 seconds. Destiny to close in. Massive pickup from Cassin. Nacho indeed comes into the fray himself, but with 12 seconds on the clock, bomb plant attempt coming through. Detroit slowly navigating his way through that corner and shuts down Nacho. So for Bestia now, all relied on Timo's shoulders. Detroit with 13 HP. Means that one bullet from Demo should do it. He's turning around and now knows that both of them are approaching from the same direction, but can't quite account for the spray adaptation. To mate is there to shut it all down, saving the AWP in the process. And Galorys want to keep this one a tight game.
And you can see the nerves are being brought in, right? The fuse kit picked up. He's got plenty of time to make to stick the landing, but you could just see it by the way that the crosshair of Timo was bouncing around. He was trying to pre-fire non-existing angles. Well, not non-existing, but angles that players were not coming from. Nervously shooting around, trying to predict what was going on. Nearly gave himself an opportunity in that 1v2. Still, take it down to the wire. CTs. Not a lot of money in the bank accounts. You could make the same point for the defense or end the attack. Another reminder for the 80k gear giveaway. You can click the banner below the stream, head over there and check it out.
So what's the adaptation here for BESTIA? They've had a couple of rounds where they've had no successes.
The thing is, they've been very close, right? In the previous round, it all came down to the fact that there was a little bit too much utility on the Galorys side of things that was left.
Sure.
And I think that was something that Galorys themselves weren't doing too good of a job at in the first half. They had some issues with not being able to bait out the CT side util early on. So when you gather up, go for a late play, you get punished. Just like that.
The margin is snuck by. Push. And Detroit doesn't expect it. Is this when you try and retaliate? GBB closing up the distance, the flash is thrown in, you've dealt with the margin, but can BESTIA take advantage of the space taken? Oh, shot, the spray, doesn't quite land. For some reason, Kassin and Buddha are struggling to put BESTIA on the top row. When opportunities like that are missed, Galorys step back and equalization now on the server.
And there's no money for the T side. They didn't even get a bomb plant, so we've got a tactical timeout coming in for BESTIA. Even with Thomas in his position. And if you're Nacho, you've been so sharp throughout this entire map, but that was a bit of a bad miss. And he knows it. He's definitely unhappy with this one. It's just something that happens to everyone, right? But to him, in a round like this, it probably feels like it could have been the difference. It's definitely a little bit frustrating to have to go through something like it, especially in that type of a tight game. How many kills does Nacho have? 68% headshot is quite a lot. I think he's one of the top fraggers on the server. That tells you enough about how unfortunate that miss was. 19 kills,
19,
nearly
wow.
70% headshot rate. Yeah, I'm telling you, he had a couple of very good moments in the first half.
Impressive.
He's been a headshot machine.
It doesn't matter when Galorys are threatening to take the lead from you. I've had a few players that have had standout moments today, but haven't netted in the positive result of map securement.
I mean, it was GBB on the previous map. It could be Buddha here, by the way, if BESTIA keep on dropping these rounds.
Minute on the clock, and BESTIA are considering pushing through towards Catwalk. There is a bit of utility left here for Galorys, but not much of it to delay this push. 3 players, though. The commotion is heard. The movement is audible from the short position of BESTIA. Let's see what can be done with the squad as they aggress on forwards. Nacho taking on CT responsibilities while the rest start to crunch in on the site. Detroit paying attention to Catwalk, cannot quite take account of ramp, and BESTIA might have just found their way back in. Nacho, good lineup there. Destiny needing to take this up himself. The pistols have gotten enough already. Can he draw it back for his team? Slowly closing in. Catches Kassin unawares. And now this bomb could be defused. He would love to have a smoke, and he's holding the higher angle. Nacho doesn't know of this. If he stuck it, maybe there would have been a chance. Damage done, and he wants to close the distance, but Nacho re-swings, and that is the round.
That's such a back-breaking round as well. There was no defuse kit from Destiny. They had no money. That's why he didn't stick it. And now they're fully reset. That one half buy might have just won BESTIA the game. I'm not sure if there was a defuse kit dropped in towards Goose, but look at the money. They're just out of it, BESTIA. It just started feeling like they're letting this one slip, but now they've just retaken control, and I guess that tells you how much of a chaotic and close game that has been since the very start on map 1. And now it feels like Ancient was a different series. It feels like Regulation on Cash was a different series. No one's holding for this.
No, no one at all.
Knife out for Timo.
Timo off guard. Please tell me this isn't another back-to-back pistol upset round. Cassin staying in on the short side. May get caught. And more to create distance between themselves and his opponent. That's what he really needs when he's the one holding the AWP and his opponent's the pistols. He's got help coming in, though.
He doesn't really know how much pressure he was under, right? So he was trying to buy time for the cavalry to arrive, support him a little bit. You've seen that player back off. Buddha and Tomajan are very low on HP, so this is still a tricky round. And you want to have Caston on the rifle under these circumstances. Bogdan's low applied.
No info. Absolutely none. You know your opponents were up deep in mid, but it's been a while since you spotted out anyone.
They have to clear everything. Corner. Just stay close to one another, clear every single angle. They need to hard clear pit here.
Something tells me they won't. Oh, this is not a hard clear, mate.
Oh, God.
My word. Destiny taking down the healthiest of the players and chunks down Cassin, which means to Marzin, Cassin, Buddha, all easy targets. Great headshot to GBB. And Detroit getting shot down. Bestia avert the crisis, and now they can wipe their brow in relief.
Ooh, and you can see the reaction out of PKO. He knows how close they were to getting that round over the board. 50-50 is not the worst gun to have in this circumstances, but Destiny knows if he had anything different than a pistol, if he had a rifle, if he had an SMG, that could have been a round. And he nearly pulled it off. The stay calls now heavily favoring Bestia. 2 rounds away, 11-9 up. Don't forget about that weekly reload of $35. Click the banner below the stream. Go and check it out over Steak. Buddha, Oper spotted. Are you ready for the mid rifle? Tomajan deletes Detroit.
Galorys, I mean, they've just taken over. Cassin answers back, though. Somehow it felt like Galorys could have run away with things there, but
Tomajan has heard the steps. He knows he's got a timing. PK was very loud and proud about where he was going. He just dropped CT and run in towards long. So Tomajan's taken all that space, and PKO's got something in mind. He's going to try and flank them short, but he doesn't realize that they've got such a good timing. Yeah, it's very late.
And now the site is being taken over. Bomb can go down. By the time it goes down, they realize what has happened. Hoping it's a bit of a mid-crunch, maybe tunnels. That's the ideal scenario for Galorys, but no, this bomb's going down.
They already know short is a possibility because there was no one spotted in towards long. And Tomajan's going to get a clean 1v1 against PKO. If he wins that, that's going to be the round there. And then, but PKO comes out on top, and it's Caston in the clutch. He knows PKO's low on HP. Going to try and run him down with the Tech 9. This smoke is actually good for Caston. He can just play inside of it. He's going to body block himself.
Surely must realize he's in front of him. Lands the bullet. And now with the AWP, can play the long distance. Smoke is still there. Uh-oh. That's going to be an ninja defuse, isn't it? An AK found. No bullets in it. Oh, this is dreadful. Even though Cassin is the final survivor, it's Galorys that end up with a round win. This is such a nail-biting game.
It was a 10-second defuse as well. It's just the smoke. That's the little detail that makes all the difference. It felt like they were going to be able to deal with it. The mid-aggression, they fight back so well. Cassin with a couple very nice shots. And he had a legitimate opportunity in that 1v2. But as you pointed out, the AK having no bullets in the chamber ends up coming back to bite him. 11-10, Galorys still very low on finances, though, and they know it. PKL knows it. He's worried. They lose one round, and things are becoming very tough. Look at the speed. They've switched up the approach completely. They've just taken middle. 137, and they're already up cat. And they can try that quick walk.
I think it's more about simplifying. Bestia realize a lot of the reasons why things have gone wrong is because they've tried too much extravagant. But now, full commitment. Detroit flashed over. Well, now the bomb can simply go down, and BESTIA haven't lost the player.
Yeah, that's a
Much more
5v5
like it for-
retake. They don't even have a defuse kit, so this is going to be a little bit tricky. They need to get back in, and they have no one coming out of short side. So it's 3 players coming out of CT spawn, 2 players out of long. This is going to be tough.
And potential for it being backbreaking as well for Galorys, so they don't really have any cash in pocket if this goes wrong. They are winning on summon, courtesy of GBB getting a triple kill now. But Nacho and Timo both have got contingencies hiding away in various corners. But now the bomb may be defused, and this isn't planted for Nacho.
But there's no time. It doesn't matter. It doesn't mean anything. Tomato's gonna get the kill, but he's going down to the bomb. And Galorys have nothing left in the bank accounts. BESTIA moving to map match in series point with no money on the CT side. They've got 2 of them. 2 opportunities. It's such a tight one, but so many headshot angles, and Nacho was so patient to get that kill coming in from behind, wasting the time for Tomate. There was simply not enough time, and look at the purchase. Galorys, they're fighting for survival with 3 pistols, an MP9, and another MP9. They don't have a single rifle, not even a scout.
And it's knockout point as well for Galorys. Losing this round will knock them out of contention here in the closed quali of StarSeries. It's been a great fight, so close. Easily the closest game we've had so far in this tournament. Fighting and fighting for every millimeter and inch.
Yeah, this game started nearly 5 hours ago. It's been such a long series for both these teams, for all the players. Such a hard fight, both of them refusing to go down, but Galorys might finally take a bow.
All comes down to not overcooking either. 1 minute on the clock. BESTIA have not heard a thing. The only thing you should be worried about is a potential stack, and the B site is the most stack-prone site.
They might be running a mid to B split here. With that position on the left-hand side for Nacho, and I feel like they are. The bomb is moving back and towards the tunnels. They're going to walk right into the stacked bomb side.
Oh, God.
MP9, 2 pistols. On 30 seconds, they get smoked in towards the tunnels. They need that mid presence to work out. And PKO's got a flash on the ready.
The best thing that's going on in favor of BESTIA is the fact that they are moving into 2 different directions. The 5.7s are already upgrading into guns. Tamazi and Buddha answering back, but low HP bars. PKL are starting to connect on the headshots, and that's dangerous. Finally put into the grave, though.
Time.
Oh, this is close. Low HP bars, a Chi not landing. Cassin needs accurate headshots, but does end up being shot down. Galorys find it in them to hold on.
What a big play out of PKO as the captain once again stepping up. That was the golden opportunity, the ticket to close out the game here and now for BESTIA, and they miss it. They can't capitalize, and now they've got no money in the bank accounts themselves. And this might be another overtime here, Pablos. This could be going all the way. It's 24 rounds, bare minimum, but the T's have almost nothing to show for it. Look at the buy. Look at the purchase.
Yeah, it's not pretty. Buddha needs to be careful not to put too much pressure on himself. And to make matters worse, he has to dwell on it due to attack pools. This is such a tough game. And let's be honest, it's scrappy, right? There are many moments that are questionable, but this is what happens when you have 2 maps going into OT, the second one, multiple rounds of OT, and this one getting very close to that stage as well. It does get scrappy. It's the lower bracket. You're fighting with everything you have to stay in contention.
We've got a bit of a technical timeout. Hopefully issues are going to get resolved quickly. We'll let you know the moment that we get some opportunity to have an update.
What a moment as well. Very pivotal.
Okay, we hear some typing, some people purchasing, so
That's
I think
positive.
we're ready to resume.
Should be a go. Copium. Yeah, it's been rough for both of these teams. They've had a few tech pauses they had to wait through. Some long ones too, but now is not one of them. Quickly dealing with issues. Tech 9s are what Bestia will rely on to try and close out this series and avoid more overtime rounds.
I mean, they do love a good old overtime, Bestia and Galorys.
They do love good pistols though, Bestia, as well. So, never a guaranteed for Galorys to win this. Aggression with PKL. Falls back into the shadows.
Yeah, that's a failed mid-smoke by Cassin.
Go through the Xbox smoke.
Okay, Buddha. Tech 9 wins the fight. GBB's there with the refrag. Buddha was trying to get his hands on the rifle. Tomajan might give it another go. Mitsubishi smoke in play. And Tomajan decides not to throw his life out there to try and get his hands on the AK. Oh, never mind. He's going to give it another go. Ooh. That's a big kill out of Tomajan. And now he's got the rifle. PKL. Going to take a little bit of damage. Now he's been hurt. Tomajan buys the dust. PKO low on HP. Playing towards B. To mate with a whole lot of work to do.
Flash out to mate. Now it's been realized. And Nacho double dinks him. This is the golden opportunity that's just presented itself to Bestia. They cannot drop it here. Who knows what could happen in overtime. Opportunities must be taken. Games are made of moments. And this might be the most important one. PKL went pretty damn far to get some utility to help his teammate get in here. This has got to be a very valuable flash, as valuable time has been expended to retrieve it. Destiny out. Shot from afar. Now realizes where all three players are, but the numbers supersede. 13-11 is the score. And Bestia finally, after one of the most gruesome games, gruesome best of threes they've ever had to play, lock it in at the final whistle.
Yeah, they're definitely going to